Live from my basement, it's Thursday night. Woo! The studio audience goes crazy. Welcome to Dave's Imaginations. Dave's Imaginations presents The Eye of Mordroc. Welcome everyone Thanks for tuning in. For all those many viewers that participate in the largest live role-playing game show in the greater Peoria area. Certainly on the Dunlap area. Maybe on my street. Maybe. If you know of a larger one, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't want to know. So welcome. We are going to have our full group tonight. Kinda. One of our guys, our eye candy in Seattle, is going to be late. We got two of our people playing from home, but we have a full crew. In theory, we're going to have a full crew. The first time in months. Yes. I wish when I turned off the clapping, it kind of just tapered away and just cut off. That is my Stream Deck. I like my Stream Deck. That is the only button I'm using right now. I have a couple of the buttons I really like, but when I play like Van Halen's Jump Song, I get a copyright little notice on my stream. Yeah, they pay attention. I'm not monetized, so I don't think it's like they're gonna shut me down or anything. But I'm self-conscious about it. So, welcome to Dave's Imagination. Eye of Mordroc. Oh boy, what are we doing? So, Princess Daphne was saved from Mordroc. Singe's castle defeated Singe, rescued Daphne, but Mordroc got away. A year later, Princess Daphne is going to be Queen Daphne, but needs to take a husband, a king, but she really loves Dirk the Daring, and Mordroc is still at large. So she assembles a group of adventurers, our former rescuers, under the leadership of the captain of the guard, Jeff, the Unmaker of Planets. Maybe you didn't know that. It's Jeff, Unmaker of Planets, J-U-M-P, jump. Or Van Halen's Jump Song, as I was just referring. And so Jeff put together this group, and we went on our way. And we learned of Mordroc, went to school at Alcaster. Alcaster went there eventually, got clues that he went to school with Nitzoplix and his brother, and probably fled to an alternate plane of existence. And talked to Nitzoplix, and he says, oh yeah, I could take you there, but my battery's dead. We need this Eye of Mordroc to power my Moloch. Eye of Moloch. Thank you. Eye of Moloch to power my Koalish apparatus that transports you between planes of existence, and then we can go search for him. And so, after going there, we went to Baldur's Gate and found a wizard who would teleport us all the way to Port Neandrew, because we know that the Isle of Dread is just west of. Oh, I could. Why don't I change? As I'm about to throw up an image on the screen, I should change our screen here to have more. We'll go four wide. Go four wide. That way you can have upper left-hand corner where you can see. We will get to this in a second. The map. We will get to the map, trying something different with that map, as it's going to be a hex scroll. Teaser for future, but first, let's...
5 foot hexes, right?
5 foot hexes. It's amazing, though, it takes you 3 hours to do a 5 foot hex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very small steps. Not true. Pictures. I'm looking for a picture. No, I'm going to the Google, and I'm going to Chult Interactive Map, or drag that up here. And so... Okay, I don't know why I did that, but okay. Where did my mouse go? Was when I'm playing with multiple screens? Shrinky-dee? Okay. Christian and Glenn, mute please.
Getting some feedback.
All right. We will remember to be patient with you when we ask you to talk and you're on mute, because that always happens. So yeah, so Port Neandrew, we or I have placed the Isle of Dread in the Mother of Mists. It is over here somewhere. And so, but there is no direct teleportation into the Isle of Dread. It is a primitive island, as you understand. the closest big town that would have one was Port Neanzru. And so you went to Baldur's Gate and found a wizard that would teleport you to Port Neanzru, but there was some, it's not cheap. You need to do a couple things for the wizard that teleports you, then the wizard that would receive you, and so you did those things. We kind of did that as we were kind of going through our here, there, and everywhere in the last 6 weeks ish, and so we took care of we mapped a dungeon location, a teleportation location for the one wizard, Thalantir. That sounds right. And then Thalantir negotiated with Zindar, the teleportation guy at Port Neanzru, and negotiated that, hey, yeah, he'll receive you and help you arrange transportation to the Isle of Dread, but he wants this bottle of Elshane brandy, which was 2 weeks ago, 2 and 3 weeks ago, and you went to the monk place and you found him the Elshane brandy. No problem, right? No big deal. What's Ken say?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I think we should renegotiate with Zindar because this is now the last bottle of Elshane brandy. It's not just a
Ever.
bottle. It's the last one ever. But at least we should get a favor at an additional time at our discretion. A free teleportation. At our discretion. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there since we're all together now.
So we will get to that. And so, yes, Zindar receiving you at Port Neanzru, wanted the Elshane brandy, helped arrange transportation to Isle of Dread, and so it's a 7-day sailing voyage from Port Neanzru to the Mother Mist as per this map, and so. Yes, we can start with, as I go to my handy dandy folder of images, and we have Zindar and Port Neanzru. And the funny thing about when you arrive in the Port Neanzru is he has those couple henchmen. And as you step through the gate, they're going, yeah, they're the ones that killed your other guy. Well, which isn't exactly true, right? Right. So you might remember when you get the brandy, there was this other group, and it's like, yes, I had sent you, and you had utterly failed. Where? And he addressed who steps forward. You step forward, and he says, "No."
Who ended up with the bottle of brandy?
The group of you has it.
Okay.
One of us did.
It says, "Were you successful? Do you have the brandy as the payment I requested?"
Indeed.
Very good. I will take that now, and I'll give you your introduction.
Do you want me to say it?
I don't have high charisma.
I don't think I do either.
So who's the
I just suggested as an idea. Above the table.
No, I think it's a decent idea.
I mean, we did make an agreement, right? So we're kind of changing the...
Yeah.
And
Well,
he kind of has us a little bit.
But-
yeah, he's not going to agree to it. He's going to say, I requested payment of the brandy. You've given me the brandy. You're telling me you destroyed the temple that produces the brandy.
Those guys destroyed the temple. We just got in there in time.
That is not what they say.
Well, that's...
The temple was still standing.
Who has the brandy?
Of course they're not going to tell you that they destroyed the temple.
Give me the brandy.
It was that.
And
wasn't it?
adhere to your promise, and I will adhere to my promise.
Brandy. Yes, it is your brandy. You will get it. I don't know who had it. I pat my pockets.
One of you has it.
Yeah. No.
Do one of you give it to him?
Does anybody want to make a renegotiate?
Glenn or Christian?
You're on mute.
Shake your head or come off
Maybe.
mute.
Well, I don't know what Christian is, but Glenn is.
Renegotiate what? I mean, what?
So this is the very last bottle of Elshane brandy
Ever.
ever to exist again. There will never be another bottle of Elshane brandy. Right, so it just got like 10 times value because of the destruction of the temple. Now, I mean, we're a crew of our word, right? We're honorable, some of us, and I just didn't want to pass up that nugget of opportunity. If somebody wants to make that case, I would support it.
So right now the deal is we give him the brandy and he gets us to this island.
Right. He gives us just what we asked for.
Careful. He arranges transportation.
That's true.
And you still have to negotiate your fee with... I, Zendar, have got an agreement with Captain Vale Stormrake. If you will accompany her on her military vessel and search out and I think we've talked about this, and search out and go on a pirate hunt. We expect you to find the pirate Lair and bring at least one pirate to justice. Once you've done that, she will agree to transportation to and from the island. That is her fee. That is Port Nyanzaru fee. My fee for use of the teleportation boat was the brandy and giving you the introduction.
In return.
I've rearranged this for you.
In return to...
And return, yes, of course.
No.
So.
I don't know if it's worth it, but it's a heck of an opportunity. Right? I just didn't want to pass it up without at least putting it to the group.
What more are you going to try to get from him?
A favor in the future. I mean, who knows when we'll have to come to Cholter again or teleport somewhere, in an emergency.
As long as we're in our good graces, favors can be had either way. Challenge this arrangement, and favors aren't as likely.
Yeah, let's just give him the brandy. Make sure that he knows it's the very last one.
Yeah.
It is a shame.
Okay.
If your henchmen hadn't gotten in the way of they were monks, right? The monks and their rituals, probably wouldn't be the last one, but here we are. What's done is done.
Deception check? They did not destroy the temple.
No, they imprisoned the child, which prevented the monks
Yeah,
from
so
doing their
they had the
ritual.
child ready to give the monks for the ritual. Actually, it wasn't the assumption. It was their boss, though. Is correct. He is the one that decided to go all murder hobo on the monks and just collect it, not realizing. So
They created...
does he believe you? Oh, natural 20.
He does. Absolutely does. Oh, we didn't lie. You didn't
No, you
lie.
didn't.
No.
We
I
may
wasn't-
have...
I wasn't intending to lie.
You
Not
weren't
given-
intending to lie.
I never gave the complete picture.
Right.
He sees through it as there is more to the story than is being told.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he says, "Let's make water on the bridge,
Indeed.
and we'll just move forward."
What's happened has happened.
So, the deal with Captain Stormrake, as we agreed, she will give you transportation to the Isle, but only drop you off after you've identified the pirate lair and brought at least one pirate to justice, whether that's capture or other. I'll leave that to Captain Vale's discretion. Also, I believe she has a way to communicate with you while you're on the island, so that you can signal her return. Now, of course, it is high seas. There is treachery on the high seas. There are risks involved. But this is the best offer you will get. It is our best ship, our best military, our best captain.
How long is this hunt supposed to be?
Well, if as you say, it is off the southern shore of Lanton, it's a 7-ish day voyage, depending on weather.
Round trip.
One way.
Oh.
Yes, this voyage, it would not be cheap. I'm sure if you were to try to commission a vessel, it would cost you in the rounds of thousands of gold pieces.
I'm sure you could teleport us.
I could tell you,
At least one.
I could close my eyes and point the map and teleport you somewhere. Heaven knows where you would land.
Anybody got feather fall?
This is the
Hey,
deal.
hang on.
Yeah. Sorry?
Go ahead.
Christian, are you trying to say something? No. Okay.
I think his mic is just picking up like keystrokes and stuff.
All right. OBS check just to make sure our mic is on. Mic is on. All right. Excellent. Yes. So, he introduced you to Captain Vale Stormrake. Vale Stormrake? Oh. Port Neandru's fun. Port Neandru and Cholt. You were here for Cholt. Glenn, were you here for Cholt? Yes, but you were in the other group. Yes, you were. You were in the other group when we were playing with your sister and or your wife and kids. Port Neandru. All the way up here. As you step through the gates and into Port Neandru, the air hits you like a wall, hot, damp, and rich with scent, spices, sea salt, fruit, sweat, and beasts all mingle into the heady perfume. The city's vivid colors dazzle your eye. Cloth canopies in crimson and gold flutter above them busy stalls while carved dinosaur statues loom from rooftops and balconies. Crowds surge through the streets, a riot of humanity. Choltons in bright tunics, traders' armor, sailors with sunburnt skin, and guides with sly eyes. Somewhere in the distance, a dinosaur bellows. Drums echo from the harbor. Above it all rises the golden throne, the palace of the merchant princes. Gleaming atop the plateau like a crown of statue, Port Neandru is alive, and it's watching you. When I read that, I thought and saw this picture, I thought of this.
Did you say dinosaurs?
Oh, yeah.
That's enough. Yes, and let me put the image up here. I know. Give it the 30 seconds to catch up. If you're streaming the YouTube channel, you would see it eventually. You can run if you run my YouTube channel, you would see it in 15, 30 seconds. I don't know. Tell me when you see it. Nod when you see it, Glenn. Yeah, you see it already? Well, that was pretty quick. Yeah, so that's Port Neandru. That is the lead-in to the Tomb of Annihilation module that our group had done years ago, literally years ago.
It was before my
That long
time.
ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
No, well, we've been
I
playing
can't believe it's before your time.
Mm-hmm.
probably 2016, 2017, somewhere.
That long?
Yeah.
Was just Jurassic Park with dinosaurs wandering around the streets?
Everywhere, yeah.
Well, Port Neandru would be safe from the harmful dinosaurs. However, they have domesticated dinosaurs there.
Like brachiosaurs.
And you might hear of, they are famous for their dinosaur races that race through the streets of the city. When we had our Tomb of Annihilation, we had a dinosaur race. So that was kind of fun. Anyway, Zindar leads you to the port and to a sailing ship. A sailing ship that is called the Harbinger. And I have all these people to introduce you to. Here we go. And we have Captain Vale Stormrake.
I don't trust her.
And she says, "So, this is the crew. Tell me, are you ready to hunt down some pirates?"
Never been more ready.
Words to my ears. We must bring these criminals to justice. I'm eager to be on our way. Thank you, Zindar. I can take them from here. And she will say, "Let me introduce you to my ship and crew." I don't know, did I put a picture of the ship? You can see the Harbinger. Harbinger is... We are Nanzuru, Isle of Dread, Harbinger.
She does look like trouble.
I've got
She
one
looks
here.
like-
The gray and purple hairdo is actually similar to what my sister has.
There's the Harbinger.
Are you sure your sister's not a captain? Hunting
It's
down
got
pirates?
ghostly green emeralds on the front.
Do you like that? That is a special ability our ship has. Those lights give us some amount of dark vision at night on the ship. Very handy for ensuring our safety as we travel. We have more joining us. Bay, a sorcerer is amongst us. Oh, you're being shy.
We can see him.
There we go.
Did you get a haircut?
No, I just have my hair back behind my thing. Whatever this is.
You put it in a
Headphones.
ponytail?
The man bun?
Sorry?
You put it in a ponytail?
No, it's not long enough to do that yet.
So is there a way that I can put up both you and Glenn at the same time? Oh, well, that'll
you
work.
do the quad view.
Yeah, there you go. I got it. That'll work. That'll work.
Click the X on that thing in the bottom. Above, yeah, right there. Yeah, that's better.
That's better. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so, Ken, you have just been introduced to Captain Vale Stormrake, captain of the Port Nianzuru or Chultan military vessel, the Harbinger. The Harbinger, and you have agreed to hunt down the pirate Lair and bring at least one pirate to justice. And when that is done, you will be dropped off at the Isle of Dread.
What defines justice?
And Vale has a sly smile as, well, if the pirate happens to survive our encounter, we would be compelled to bring him back for judgment.
So shoot first, then ask questions.
Yeah, and some
Yeah.
of it.
If they don't survive the encounter,
Well, then
justice then done?
justice is then done. But not just it has to be a pirate captain, not just a pirate crew. Bring a pirate captain to justice and find the pirate Lair. Those are the terms of our transportation. Otherwise, you realize if you were to book a merchant vessel, it'd be thousands of gold pieces. Like 1,000 gold pieces a day type of charge. So, but I understand that you are a group with skills that would be able to assist us in our apprehension of pirates.
These inflationary prices are just getting out of control.
Tariffs, you say? No, let's not go there. Okay, so let me introduce you to our crew. Let's see here. I have, here is our helmsman or helms lady. This is Luma Yatiri. And she is pleased to make your acquaintance. And there we go.
She like a college intern. She looks like a college intern.
She has some halfling blood in her.
Okay, that would explain it.
She is quite capable. She's been on a number of voyages with us already. She is newer to the group, I will admit. However, let's see here. Oh, let's throw her picture up on there. There is Luma. And if I double click on this, it shortens it up, right? Yes. And then I can click on window. Who else do we have? Here's my first mate, Drago Ironjaw Darum. He's a skilled enforcer and deck boss. He's gruff and no nonsense. He says, get on board already. And we'll be off. Captain, when are we leaving? When do we make sail? Well, if you're ready, if you have no other business in Port Nyanza, we can leave at midday.
Do we have any business in Port Neandru?
No, the less time we're here, the less trouble we get in.
That is a sentiment that is true to my own heart. The less time the crew stays on shore, the less likely that we'll have to be bailing them out of jail.
Are we confident there's supplies and everything we need on the ship?
Oh, we have all the supplies we need. We will first go. Our travels will take us 6 days to Anchoril of Lantern, and then we will resupply there, and should have enough supplies to make week-long voyages around the Isle of Mists. Good Lord's willing, and we will by the time we bring our pirates to justice and land you on the Isle of Dread, and then we can talk about how you'll signal us after a bit. We'll get to that, but when you signal us, we'll come and get you. There will be some delay as we have to sail there to get back to you, but we will make sure that happens. But to continue, we have who is left here. We have Grix. Our bosun is a Triton. Are you familiar with the Triton? No? None of you?
No.
I've heard of a trident.
Like a merman.
A merman, but of the good quality. Mermen can be very chaotic. I would never trust a merman. However, I would trust a Triton. And he is especially pleasant to have him on ship, as he can do underwater expedition. He can help with fishing and gathering of food under the seas, as well as do some scouting for the ship. So, and he just gives you, and his role on the ship is he's bosun. He's the bosun. So he oversees the ship's rigging and combat readiness. He says. He looks at you. He says, "Do any of you have combat readiness?"
We all combat ready? Yeah, absolutely.
Combat? Yeah, I mean...
So you know how to work the actually, I don't even know what they're called. The balsades.
I think we can figure it out.
Figure it out, or you have experience.
Well, we've all been in battle before.
Okay, when you say combat experience, is that specific to being on a ship, or is that just
Is that naval?
any sort of combat?
Well, naval experience would be the preferred kind.
We're battle ready, but not naval. We're lander. You know,
He looks at Captain
Mainlanders.
Vale and scours a little bit. On the morning, tomorrow, I will give you a tour of our defenses and make sure that you have a basic understanding how to use them.
Ready, aim, fire, right? I mean, can't be that hard.
He shakes his head and walks off. Let's see, are there any more? Oh, there's one. And mumbling to himself off on the side is this old man. This old man.
Deep game hole.
And he says, "Voyage!" And his words that you don't understand. And Captain Vale goes up to him. "Yes, grandfather. It's okay. We'll be on the sea soon." My grandfather had years ago had an episode and has left him a little muddled. However, he has his moments of clarity and can be quite useful. I'm not comfortable with him not on the ship. He will be joining us on our village. And he starts muttering something utterly, words that you can't comprehend. But he seems, so Vale says, "Slow down, grandfather, slow down." And then he starts she says, "Use your hands like we were taught." And he starts using the common sign language.
Ah, okay.
And he says, "Yes, father, I know they're green, but they promise to be useful." And It'll
Does
be
he
okay.
say anything offensive about us? 'Cause
He just is leery of having gringos on the ship. It'll be okay, Father. They are doing us a service. And then he picks up his pole, and it's basically a stick with a piece of string on the end, and throws it over his shoulder, and he goes sits on a bucket next to the rail. So, and then we have a crew of another 20 people on board as well to help us with the rigging, and it is a full sail ship, right? And hey, while you're on the ship, we will teach you what you need to know so that you don't hurt yourself. If you get your foot caught in the wrong rope, you could be, you could be injured.
Separated from your limb.
Yes. So that is our rigging, and if you are ready to sail, I will put word out, and we will be off at the earliest. Yes?
I believe we are.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep, let's go.
All right. You're all on board the ship, and over the course of it's a 6+ days, 7-day voyage to 6 days to this Anchoril city of Lantine. They stop, they resupply, and it's another day's journey out into the Sea of Mist. And during this time, they train you on all those things, right? How to get around the boat, how to do the ropes, how to tie knots, how to work the... What are these called? I should have looked it up, and I didn't.
You're right there.
Palisades? I want to say...
No, it's not palisades. Palisades are like walls.
Ballast.
Ballistas.
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 Yeah.
Yes, they teach you how to do the ballistas, right? And there's one here and one on the back of the boat, and otherwise, this is medieval times, and so they didn't have cannons yet.
I rolled a 3 for my ability to not get sick at sea. Spend a couple days trying to get my legs underneath me.
Yeah, there was one more crew that I written up. Keshra Ironspoon Mulgrath is the ship's cook, and she would help you, give you some herbs that would help calm your stomach.
Dwarves should not be on boats.
Ironjaw doesn't seem. Maybe you should ask Ironjaw for one of his coins. He likes to chew on a coin. Maybe that would help you.
Notice that, yes.
I would. I would inquire as to how he ended up being a seaman anyways. Like, dwarves are not meant for the ocean.
Let's ask, how did Ironjaw become a sailor and first mate? Just a second, let me ponder that question.
He fell in love with the captain.
Born in the stone halls of a dwarven hold near the river Chienthar, Drago was the smith's apprentice with a fierce temper and a little patience for the slow traditions of his kin. And after a brawl with the noble's son ended with a shattered jaw and a broken family tie, Drago left the forge behind. He fitted a silver steel plate into his jaw himself, crude but unyielding, and took his first job he could find on a river barge. The river led to the sea, and Drago never looked back. Years passed. He survived pirate raids, mutinies, and monsters of storms, earning a reputation for discipline, grit, and fists like anvils. His no-nonsense approach and loyalty eventually drew the attention of Captain Stonereich, who offered him the position of first mate aboard the Harbinger. She needed someone she could enforce order even when the gods weren't watching. Drago accepted, and he hasn't missed the mountains since. A steel coin, and he fishes out. He says, here's a coin for you. Chew on that, and it might ease your stomach. And with a sinister type of laugh.
Yeah. Try it. Okay. Do I notice anything special?
No, other than it leaves an awfully iron taste in your mouth. Yeah. Also, there was a little thing of a probably the day out to sea. Stormwreck will bring you up and it says, there's the little matter about the ship contract. And actually, it probably wouldn't be Stormtrek doing this. It'd probably be Ironjaw. It says, I need you to sign here. And he just scrolls out. Says, put your name there.
What is this for?
It's a disclosure that we're not responsible for your safety.
Standard waiver of liability.
Mere standard. That's right.
Scurvy, you know.
I'd like to read through this carefully before signing.
Yeah, so as you take a minute to read through it, it is basically just that they're not responsible for your life and limb, but and which is almost expected, right? You knew this, that they can't ensure your safety on the ship. But one thing that catches your mind is that Stormrake reserves the right to ensure the safety of her crew and her ship through any means she deems necessary.
So she'd trade us to the heathen god as a sacrifice if it would save her ship.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
So, I mean,
But nothing, like, we have to give all treasure found to the ship or
nothing like that. I mean, this is in addition to the verbal contract that you have with getting a pirate. So, sign here, or I'm afraid we will give you a rowboat and you can find your way back home.
You wait until we're out to sea to spring this on us?
You have your choice. This is the Ironjaw speaking now. You have your choice. Rowboat back home, or sign this.
Well, I suppose you don't have much choice.
Is it each one of us signs it, or is it
Each one of you will sign here.
In ink?
Oh, we have a quill. Make your mark. And you see that there's a long list of names. Some of them crossed off. Other names put at the bottom.
Yeah, how many of these people survived?
The ones that aren't crossed
The ones that aren't crossed off.
We've had our fare of people decide to no longer sail with us. But yes, we have also had our casualties over the years.
Well, yeah, I suppose we don't have much choice. Unless you guys have...
Yeah, I'll just sign it.
Yeah, we'll sign it.
Everyone signs? All right, everyone signs. Ah, very good.
Seems a little bit early for a mutiny, so...
Okay.
Let's not throw that word around.
There'll be no talk of mutiny on my ship.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
If you were to do insight checks, you would have no reason for concern, direct concern. Everything seems to be on the up and up, right? A Stormrake is absolutely lawful, right, in her pursuit of bringing these pirates to justice. She does have absolutely deep heart for her crew and ship, and which you are now part of. While you are on her ship, you are considered part of her crew. She does expect loyalty and expects you to follow her commands and the commands of the ship leadership. So,
And yet she puts us in a separate category.
what category is that?
Right? We're not insured by her. Right? We're not part of her crew.
Yeah, you are.
That's why we had to sign.
You'll notice all the crew is also on that list.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the long
All right,
list.
that's perfectly fine.
Now, rumors, perhaps, the crew would say that on occasion, the captain has had a influence extra influence, always for the betterment of the crew, but sometimes it's bolstering us in battle, or the encouraging us. What's encouraging is not the right word. Inspiration of us to work extra hard, and sometimes it seems supernatural. You would get that from some random crew member.
Told you I didn't like her.
But again, even in this conversation, it was always in the sense to the betterment of the crew and the ship and performance, or even battle. Lives have been lost, but lives have been saved through Captain Stormrick's leadership. The crew does seem genuinely affectionate toward her, loyal. All right. Moving on. We don't need this one anymore. Where I want to go, that's somewhere on this keyboard, is here. We are beginning. So we've gone to Anchoril, you've done a reflection. It's been another day at sea. And typical sea life. We are entering the area of the Isle of Dread, these mists, as it were, mother mists, as it were, on our map. And we are beginning the Isle of Dread module. This is a classic campaign for D&D, very old, ranked often one of the best they've ever written, but it's 40 years old, right? This has been republished by Goodman Games some 5-10 years ago, and I bought the book. It's been remastered for 5th edition. Luckily, I found a PDF, so I don't need to have that. It is what they call a hex crawl. Now, I could have done Foundry, but my experience is Foundry just slows everything way down. So this is PowerPoint, and you might notice there's 3 slides. These 3 slides make up one map. Right? The map was too big to put on one slide. So this is the top, this is the middle, this is the bottom. Each hex we're saying is 3 miles. No, I don't want to say 3 miles. I want to say you can do 3 hexes in a day, unless there's complications. Right? You are in search of the pirate lair. And in this map, there are islands. There are as displayed on here, the ship represents you. When eventually you find your port and you go on land.
Some of them are bricks. Yeah, we've played this.
What do you say?
I didn't.
Some of them are what?
Said some of them are bricks and some of them are sheep. We've played this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but that's funny. This is the Isle of Catan. No, it's not Settlers of Catan. So right now the ship is in a hex. When you enter a hex, I will reveal the hexes around it, and you can see at least what's on the map from a distance, right? To encounter what's in that hex, you would move into it. When we move into a hex, I will roll for weather conditions, and we'll roll for a random encounter. Now, I'm inclined to set random encounter chance at 10%. But how often we do random encounters will influence how long this takes. This module is going to take us 6 months. It's going to take us quite a while. This is the heart of the campaign. We're going to get that. This is when we're done with this, we'll be halfway done, because once we get the Eye of Moloch, we go back to Nitzelplix, and then we do the second half, which is actually we're going to go get Mordroc, right? So, but we're going to do this module. It's one of the best ever. I've never played it. I'm believing them when they say that. It's a hex crawl, and so here we are in this hex, and so I revealed the 3 hexes around it. 2 of them are open sea, but right below here we can see a part of an island. Now this island,
The brown is sea?
Yes, the brown is sea.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got it zoomed in just about as far as I can. Yeah. So I can move this around. And so you have open sea to the due west. So up at the top is north. My map's north is always the top unless I say otherwise. All right. So you have due west is open sea, due south is open sea, but southwest you see an island. Now this is a small island. So you have the choice of which way you want to go.
West.
Avoid the island.
Well, I mean, if we go straight west,
All right, straight west.
we should be able to still see the edge
Well,
of
Yep.
the island, right?
So I take this off.
We're
So
also supposed to be finding the pirate captain, right?
yeah. So we're
Yeah.
Do we have any idea if he is at sea or on an island or anything?
that's part of the fun of the hex crawl, right? We're going to figure that out together. I will say, between these three maps, they're on here somewhere, right? But when we move into a new hex, I roll for weather. All right, and I have a handy dandy spreadsheet where I have a macro set up. I just press a button. Cool breeze and calm waters. Light breeze is at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Winds out of the north. But it is also the sea depth at this point is beyond their measurement. And they would say, we can measure down to 100 feet. Beyond that, it's beyond our measurement. Our anchors don't go further than that. So a random encounter would be a 10% chance, unless you want to convince me that we want less chance or more chance.
What do we?
This is above the table.
Okay.
If we want to speed
10%
things,
sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah.
all right.
Seems reasonable. Or we could do a increasing chance each time we don't have one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start
A
it.
D20.
One or
Roll
two on a D20.
Next.
One or two on a D20 for this check will be a random counter. Oh, did it? I thought I saw you grab a die.
I touched it, yes.
Yes, Jarrett touched the die. Pick it up and roll it for me. D20. On a 1 or 2, we're gonna have a random counter.
8.
8. All right. So I'm gonna mark on my that was a 2. Next time we'll have a random counter on 1, 2, or 3.
May I offer a suggestion? Let each one of us pick a
Yeah.
direction, and then
Yeah.
I went. So
Yeah. You went. I should have had you roll.
yeah.
Okay. You pick a direction and he'll roll.
Okay.
You still have island to your south. You can't from this distance. You can't see it. If you'd like to move into the hex that has the island, you would be able to get more of a description of that. All you can see is through your telescope. You see there's land ho.
Okay, so I want to go down the
Southwest?
Yes.
Southwest?
Yep. So,
Here?
yes. And then take out that one right there. Yep.
Well, we'll take out these 2. Actually, these 3. All right. Noel, go ahead and roll
4.
4. No, we needed a 3 or less.
Well,
Right? First time was 1, 2. This time was 1, 2, or 3.
10% would be 2 numbers.
But we also said it was going to be increasing.
Right, but so if it went from 10 to 20, or are we doing it?
No, I'm just going to do this increment by 1.
Oh, one number. Okay.
One number. That's easiest for me.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
So, and so now we're at 4. Now next time it'll be 4 or less. And so, but we re-roll the weather. Re-roll the weather here. Oh, a severe tropical storm, very rare, extreme 35 miles per hour. Batten the hatches. And so, what's the depth? What's the depth? 40, 50 feet. So they drop anchor. No, they don't. When there's a storm, they wouldn't drop anchor because they don't want to for it to tear out their ship. And they take down the sails but there is no other than the storm blows through, and this now it's so if we said that was morning, and then afternoon, this will be the evening check. All right. Where to you, Wes?
So right off an island, right? From the looks of it.
Yes.
Let's continue south along the coast.
So you want to move into this
Southeast.
square or this square?
Southeast, yeah, around
Here?
around the island, yeah.
All right.
See if there's, I don't know, like a pirate hideout or something.
Yeah. So it's the evening hours as you approach this island, and I have a
Has
description.
the weather let up?
Ah, yes. We need to re-roll for the weather. Yes. The storm has passed. The winds have calmed down to a moderate 10 to 15 miles per hour. The seas have gentled, and we are now in the coastal shallows, 20 to 30 feet. Sandy or rock shoals, coral, seagrass, and hazards are possible. Roll for a random encounter. We need.
We feel like we can get off the island and see that there's no one there.
I'll address that after we roll for a random encounter.
18.
18, no random encounter. All right. As the Harbinger crests a sunlit swell, the lookout calls, "Land ho!" and the crew gathers along the rail, eyes narrowing as the stark alien island emerges from the haze. The island is a jagged slab of black volcanic rock, rising sharply from the sea like a wound in the water. Sparse, wind-blown vegetation clings to the crack in the stone as you pass the shores, but most of the land is barren and hard. There's no trees here. There's no very minimal vegetation. This is an island of rock. Along the coast, gulls wheel and scream, diving toward tide pools brimming with crabs and shrimp. The cliffs are pitted with dark sea caves, and the bark of distant sea lions echoes like laughter among the stones. But whatever catches everyone's attention are the standing stones. Perched atop a sheer cliff that juts like a blade over the surf, 4 massive menhirs loom. 3 stand in a simple triangle, and before them a central monolith. Tallest of all, it casts a long shadow seaward. I'm not sure that makes sense, but simple ancient symbols. You could see that there's some sort of marking on the stones from here. Suddenly, from the shallows near the bench, the water erupts. A boulder soars through the air, crashing into the sea with a geyser of spray. The crew shouts and scrambles beneath the waves. A massive shape shifts, and old Saltpaw, you hear, says, "Roha ya jiwa!" With a crazed look at his eye, and he points to the jagged shoreline. "Roha ya jiwa!" The Captain Vale says, "Back to sea!" But what do you say?
Doesn't look like there's pirates there. Right?
And whoever crew says, "It looks better to me."
Then let's keep looking.
It looks barren, but rock just got thrown at us.
It seemed to me like a sea monster.
As old Saltpaw points to the cliff, and he sees some large hulkish mash from over its head launches another stone.
Maybe not a sea monster, but some sort of monster.
Something.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. For
Kaiju.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of.
And I mean, from your distance, you really can't make out. But maybe someone with a telescope. What are they called? The single
Telescope.
just a telescope.
Yeah.
Periscope? Telescope.
Telescope would be.
Yeah, telescope.
Don't have anything like
Someone
that.
on the ship has one.
I would
No, the
imagine.
captain has one, and the person in the crow's nest has one. The captain has put the order in to put it back out to sea, get away from the shoreline.
We're looking for pirates. We didn't see any evidence of pirates.
Yep. So you are a safe distance away from shore, and she tells the helmsman, Tori, what was her name?
I would ask the helmsman if this island has a name.
And she rolls out her map and says, this small island has no name on the map I have.
Skull Island?
Does that mean we get to name it?
Yes, if you'd like, I will draw a circle here, and what name would you like to give it?
We should name it after our queen. Of course.
The island of
Daphne's
Rock.
Island?
Everyone spoke at once. I couldn't understand. Your queen's name or something else?
We're going to name this pile of rock after the queen.
Well, you do have a good point. It is kind of...
Is she barren?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, it is kind of barren. Maybe that isn't...
Daphne's bosom?
Maybe after
One.
Prince Charming.
Yeah. Any other ideas?
Skull Island?
Barren Island it is. Objections?
I like it. Let's go.
Barren Island.
Put the name on it and go.
Quite a little group we have.
All right. The next morning you wake up, you break your fast, and let's see. Ken, I see you. Which direction would you like to go?
Due southwest. Continue along that way.
Southwest. Here. Nothing but open sea. Roll your... And now our chance is at 5 or less for a random encounter. If you would like to roll. Two. Misty conditions, reduced visibility, calm winds. The morning starts with the misty conditions and the reduced visibility, but by 10 a.m. the mists burn off. Winds are from the southwest, and the depth is once again beyond their measurement. As the ship moves with the sails full of air, a school of dolphins starts to crest the waves and swim alongside your boat. Oh, did I never?
Good omen.
Did I never put that up? Yeah, good omen. And I have more pictures. Yeah, this one. Nice day. Very pleasant. I like it. And let's see. Oh, yes, the random encounter.
I thought the dolphins was the random encounter.
Would you like it to be? It could be that simple.
The dolphins turn on us, and then laser beams come out.
We had a random encounter with a very nice day.
The Harbinger glides over the sun-warmed seas, her sails full and the crew at ease. A pod of dolphins leaps and plays along the bow, weaving between the waves like silvered arrows. Laughter echoes along the deck as sailors pause to enjoy the rare calm. But suddenly from the crow's nest, pterodons, 2 of them, port side! Shouts the lookout from the crow's nest.
Dips on the ballista.
Everyone runs to their post, starts to run to post. Wings wide and leathery, wheel high above in the sea. In the sun.
High above.
Wheel high above in the sun.
Really, really high?
Really high. The screeches echo down like thunder before the storm. But as you start to man your post, Captain Vale Stormring snaps to action. All hands below! No eyes on deck. Go! Everyone below deck. Not a soul stays on board. You each agree? You go find your cover? Yeah?
I guess.
Sure.
I'll stay at the door though and see what's going on.
You stay at the door.
I can see what's going on.
And you see what's going on. And as you look out into the deck, you see there's one person still out on the deck, fishing pole in hand. And he's cursing at the pterodons. He's like using the fishing pole as a fencing stick, and he starts waving at him. He starts saying something in the gibberish.
I've heard enough magic spoken. Does it sound like magic?
It does not sound like magic.
Does he look like he's in honest to goodness danger? Or?
The captain sure thinks so. Do you tell the captain? She hasn't noticed.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, says grandfather, get in here quick! And she starts to run out.
I'll chase with her.
You guys go out with her. All right. And so...
Anybody else?
Anyone else gonna go rescue grandfather old... Salt Paw?
You're a cleric? Do you want me to go after Grandpa? I mean, you provide cover or vice versa?
I mean, I'm not necessarily going to be the first one to grab him or fight it off. Like, I could grab him while you fight.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Those two are going for sure. Anyone else?
Sounded like...
Yeah, Bay will go.
Bay goes.
Okay, Warlock will go too.
Warlock goes too.
Yep.
Glenn or Christian?
A thief with a pair.
Christian just said he had to step away. So first chance we get, we're all defying the captain. Okay.
No, Captain. Well, Captain's order was to go to below deck until she saw her grandfather, and then it's go rescue grandfather. However,
Okay.
However, it's not without peril because those pterodons are close and swirling above, and as you go out, they start to dive toward the ship. I need you each to roll a luck check.
14.
14?
14.
18.
18?
6.
6. 10. So, Bay, as you run out to rescue old Saltpaw, you swear that pterodon is focused right at you. What do you do? It seems...
What is it? Pterodon?
Pterodactyl. Let me give you a picture.
Okay, just a pterodactyl?
Basically.
It's a dinosaur with wings.
Yeah, just a pterodactyl.
Just a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Okay. What would they know about such things? Like, should I would antagonizing it be a good idea, or should I be proactive and?
You may not know anything about these things, but it's a good. It is easily 20 feet from tip to tip, right? 3-4 times the size of a human man, and it has a large ass beak, and you can think that thing could pick you up and probably swallow you whole.
It doesn't have hooves. It has claws.
Okay,
That's
well,
usually the best
so
side, too.
proactive. Scare it off. I will use my staff and throw a fireball, and 20-foot radius. So try to hit both of them, I guess.
Okay, now one of them's dive bombing, the other isn't. So you're only gonna hit one.
Oh, okay, then dive bombing one.
Yeah, of course.
As long as I can hit it without setting the boat on fire.
Yes, I was gonna make that comment.
Yeah. Glenn, what is Belinda doing?
Maybe try to get Grandpa and see if I can pull him
Yep.
away down to shelter.
Good.
Same.
All right, that is Morrow.
Is this
I'm trying to remember names.
Tremor.
Yes, Tremor is the same. Warlock.
I'm gonna go
where
over
is he?
to
Is he
fight
up on
the
the
turret.
bridge?
Yeah. Well, so I could clear some of this. Oh, I don't have a good token for him yet. Let's. Well, we can make him this guy, and so he's out here pointing his sticky thing. Everyone else is gone below deck. Everyone else is below deck. Per the captain's orders, you're running out to get him. The pterodactyl is coming down. Yeah, this guy's below deck too. You're running out to get him. Warlock, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go help with the pterodactyl thing.
So what are you gonna help? How are you gonna help?
Gonna try to help fight it off.
You're gonna hold an action, and if it gets within reach, you're gonna hit it with your sword, or something else. Chris McClellan. Hi, Chris. This is not the adventure we're doing this weekend, by the way.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over and, if nothing else, help rescue Bay if something happens with Bay that gets knocked over. I mean, my short bow's not gonna do much of anything against pterodactyl, but.
Okay, so you're gonna shoot your crossbow. What are you doing?
I'll shoot my short bow.
Your short bar. Yeah, you're gonna shoot your short. When it gets to within range, you're gonna shoot your.
Yes.
Go. Bye, Chris. Go ahead and make your attack. And Ken. Ken, go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah, it's fireball.
Fireball. Make the dexterity check. It saved. What's your damage?
37 fire.
37 fire. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes.
I have never rolled that good on a fireball ever.
Yeah, it takes its 18 points of damage, and you can see its wings now have holes in them, right?
Christian.
Go ahead.
It says 1d6 plus 4,
Mm-hmm.
3. So
Well, you have
7.
to roll to attack.
Okay, roll to attack.
This is rolling to hit.
Yep, okay. 19.
19, yeah. You line it up your arrow.
Yep.
It kind of hits him right in the chest and kind of dangles. What damage you do? Like 6 points of damage?
7. Total of 7.
7 points of damage plus 18, 25 points of damage. Yeah, you can see that there's little specks of blood and charredness to it. What is Jeff doing?
So I'll be kind of taking a defensive posture because we had talked like kind of on the way up the ladder. This is kind of how I imagine it. So I'd be trying to provide cover and be holding an action with my whip, which I believe has a little bit of range. I think it's like 10 foot.
Yeah. If it gets within 10 foot of it, you're going to strike at it with your whip.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like it. All right. As it streaks.
And I am raging.
Yeah. As it streaks down toward the deck, it gets within the range of your weapons. 10 feet? Sure. It gets within 10 feet of the deck, and you crack your whip.
23.
23. You hit it on the side, and it draws a little bit of a line in its leathery hide, and it kind of recoils a little, angles its body, and narrowly misses the side of the ship, and you hear as it crashes into the sea. But as you lean over the side, you can see that it didn't crash as in dead crash. It like folded its wings back and dove into the sea, right? It makes you feel like this is an ability it has. Christian, are you with us? Go ahead and unmute.
Yes, sir.
So, you are on the deck of the Harbinger, and you're trying to rescue old Sapal, the grandfather, as everyone ran to deck for cover as pterodactyls, were dive bombing the boat. It has dive bombed. We hit it with a fireball. We hit it with a bow. We cracked it with a whip. It has narrowly... You or Artemis would have an attack on it as it passes narrowly by the ship. How a few of you have chose not to attack as you're trying to rescue this grandfather Solpal. What would Artemis be doing?
Let's see. What would Artemis do? So we're trying to save the grandpa because he's important to the captain. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, I'll say I would take movement to place myself near the grandfather, and I don't have much in the way of, let's see, do I have arranged? I don't have a lot of ranged stuff. I would cast Sacred Flame at this thing while it's on its way down.
Okay. It failed a dexterity saving throw.
Excellent. Okay, so it's going to take 1 second. Uh, 5 points of flame-like radiant damage.
Very good. You hit it in its broadside as it passes the ship and crashes into the sea, or rather dives into the sea, as there was a splash, but it wasn't like a cannonball splash, right? It dove into sea and plunged under the ship. You now can use your movement if you want to get back under cover. Do you all take cover?
That was all one pterodon, or was it both?
That was the other one's still up there circling. Off in the distance, you see the other one dive also into the sea.
I'm making my way to father or grandfather,
Yeah,
and I get to him.
you get to him.
I say, "Come, father, you're needed down below."
Yeah, and you know, Captain Vale's right there with you, right? And she's, Father, you know better than the rest of us. We should be below in the safety of the deck.
And I will cast Shield of Faith on him.
Oh wow, nice, excellent. As you Vale and whoever else is with him pulls him back under. Do you all go back to the safety of either under deck or yes? See, yes, yes. Everyone goes back. Everyone goes under deck. I'm not gonna. But I'll go back under deck, and you can see through the portholes as on the other side, the whole ship kind of leans to another way as this bird emerges from the other side, and you can see as it emerges, it has one of those dolphin in its mouth, and it's struggling with its torn wings. It's struggling to gain air, and as it does, you hear
How does it look like it can be taken down?
it looks like it might be able to take it down with another round or two like that. I haven't used the word bloodied yet, right? But it has taken damage, right? You could eventually take it down.
I would definitely give it a guiding bolt.
But can you cast that from a porthole?
Can't see why not.
Yeah, sure.
It's a point I can see. I think within range, as long as it's within 120 feet.
It's within 120 feet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
Sure.
It's a ranged spell, so I have to do that. That's a natural one.
Yeah, as
Porthole just spooked me, I guess.
yeah, the trying to fit it through that close porthole. Porthole's only 18 inches.
Works better if you open the window.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't a natural one. Okay. is 9. Still low.
Still a miss. Yeah. As you miss, everyone's eye follows that guiding bolt, and you hear this terrible roar, like a leviathan roar, as out from under the sea is this giant shark-like dinosaur, and
Mega shark.
well, it reminded me of the scene in Jurassic Park.
Megalodon.
Yeah, the megalodon.
Massosaurus.
Alright, well, I am not swimming in this water. That's what I've decided.
Yeah, that's not it.
There it is. Just down one. Oh.
Yeah. This one was pretty good.
The giant Moses.
Out from the sea, this giant shark-like creature blasts it, and it falls back like a whale kind of does, and the whole boat rocks.
Always a bigger fish.
And you hear old Softball start to laugh. And he says, just you know, he does. He says, Kuna. No, he said, Samaki Makawa Zadi. He just Makadi Zabi, and he calms down. He says, Makabi. Always Makwaba.
I mean, I would understand what he's
Zadi.
signing.
Yeah.
So he signs, there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So there's your random encounter of the morning. Now we'll reset that though we'll reset that down to 2, and we will return back to our regularly programmed visit. What do I see there? Did I close it? Aw. It looks like I might have closed. Oh, that's because wrong screen. We're over here. We're over here. Right there. There it is. All right. Last time we did Ken. Glenn, which direction would you like to go?
I'm not seeing the map right now, but
Count
let's
to 10.
say
Yeah, so you can go
southwest.
which way? Southwest?
Southwest.
All right. Move southwest. All right. Roll me a d20.
Must have been so painful to put all those in decision.
I thought it was going to be very
Yeah.
painful, but once I did a couple rows, I could copy and paste and then move the whole rows at once. What'd you say, Glenn?
I got a 7.
All right, you're safe. But now the next time encounter goes up to 3. The weather. Let's determine the weather. Clear and calm, perfect sailing. Calm winds at 0 to 5 miles from the southeast. The sea depth is now 70, 80 feet. The coral shelves, vibrant marine life. And it's diveable if you wanted to go for a dive.
I don't know that I have a swim speed yet.
So that is our afternoon. Is a calm.
Certainly there are fishnets on this boat. You know how to make clothes out of fishnets.
You see the fishes. Man, I could make a lot. This is a lifetime supply.
Brother.
But I don't think I want to see his fishnet swimsuit.
Sounds like a
on the
personal
top.
problem.
The fishnet thong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Christian. Would you like
Yes, sir.
to choose a direction?
Yeah, let's mix it up. Let's go due west.
Due west. right. Still open seas. Give me a D20. You do not want a 3 or less, or rather, unless you do.
Alrighty. That's a 9.
A 9. So we have foggy conditions. A mist seems to have risen. A fog has collated in the evening hours. Is this evening already? This is evening already. Very low visibility, calm winds from the southwest. And the depth gauge is saying you're at 20 to 30 feet.
So going due west, we got a little more shallow.
You are pretending like that isn't a random determination on my chart.
Okay.
So
Well, we could be getting you.
Random encounter?
Maybe.
you rolled a 7 or 8 or 9, didn't you? Is that what I heard for a random encounter?
Yeah, 9.
9. So no random encounters. So that is end of day 2.
Do we want to be systematic or do we want to be completely just shot in the dark? I'm a systematic person by process myself. But
Probably does make more sense.
we'll be here longer, possibly.
I am playing a barbarian.
I think Tremor would be systematic, so I'm going to go northwest.
Northwest, as I'm trying to get Harbinger crew, as
Oh, you got it.
no. There's Luma. I didn't remember the names. Luma says, "Just tell me already. Which way? What's our heading, boss? Or do I need to consult the captain?" And you said northwest.
Yep.
All right, northwest, up this way. Yes. All right, and roll for weather. Warm, humid. The morning is warm and humid. There's increasing cloud cover. Winds are moderate, 10 to 15 miles per hour from the west. But the sea has, this particular spot, the sea has gotten deep beyond their measure. A 3, another random counter. So, as a harbinger cuts through the glassy seas, a dense mist descends, right? This fog. Unnaturally fast, visibility drops to mere feet. And the crew grows tense. From within the fog comes a low, melodic hum. Not human, but tempting. All eyes are off the deck, and as you see, a pod of sea sirens.
I'm casting silence. I've heard the stories about sea singing's deaths at sea.
As you, what's the range on your silence?
20-foot sphere.
20 foot.
So
Radius or diameter?
that is a radius. So it's a 40-foot diameter. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it should get across that whole bottom deck. And right before I casted them, I tell the captain that I'm doing that, so she knows
Wise
to
move.
keep everybody inside.
That's a nice ability you have. Where'd my captain go? There, my captain's up here.
Outside, she's outside. 40 feet, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, she's probably down here, and when she sees it, she comes to the door. Actually, she would come to this other door. There. We're gonna put her chambers. Ooh, that was close. Here, and this guy is up here.
So he's outside too?
He's outside as well as our helmsman.
I would tell him to come down.
And so, helmsman
Or figure out some way to
decides, agrees, but this guy with his ballista is training on it. You can see him. He's aiming, keeping an eye on it, and then he hears the song, and you can see him kind of upright. He lets go of his ballista,
Whip him.
and and he walks to the edge.
It's only 10-foot range. I would have to leave.
So, I mean,
How
this is gonna.
how close am I to him?
You could probably climb the
Bay,
ladder.
you are at least 30 feet, and there's a tall. Bay is who? This Bay is.
Ooh, good question.
Is Bay on here?
Yeah. Isn't this Bay?
No, that's gonna be. Bay is on the ground floor underneath my table. As I try to pull it forward with my stick. There we go. Roll me a luck check, Ken.
Look. How? An 8.
And then we're gonna put you right here, right next to Warlock, between Warlock and this crewman.
Yeah, let's see how. So I'm. Let's center me on. Which
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
30.
30.
30 get you to the base of the stairs. You're not gonna be able to get to him without dashing.
Yeah, and. Okay, I'll dash to the bottom of the stairs, and you're centered on the deck. Is what you're saying,
Yeah.
right?
Seeing him move to the side, you move, and with a dash, you get up here. You can move here without an action.
How far? And that'll put me. Does that put me outside the range of the silence, though?
Yes.
That's the
If
question.
you climb more than halfway up those stairs, you're probably going to be coming out. Your head's going to come out.
Does anybody come with me?
Well, that's what you did. Warlock, what do you do?
Did I hear him ask?
You can't hear
I
anything.
can't hear anything. But I do see that.
You see him run, and as you see him run, you see this guy moving toward the rail. That's what you see.
Okay. So
That's what you each see, by the way. So I'm just going to go backwards around, and we'll see what everyone does. What do you do?
So I'm going to go to the stairs to go up to.
You're following him.
Yeah.
All right, that's just your move. You have an action. You both have an action if you choose to. So no, you're not by yourself.
Okay.
So
I would kind of. Do you have the common sign language?
I don't think I do.
Noel, what do you do?
I already did.
You did the silence.
Silence.
Glenn, what do you do?
Does anybody else have the common sign language?
Yes.
Okay.
So silence was cast on like all of us on the deck.
On the deck, yes.
Faye,
So we can't hear the song anymore.
Can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything, so any spells that require a verbal component won't work.
And can we see the sirens?
You can see the sirens if you go to the rail. From the middle of the boat, you cannot. They are floating.
Okay, well,
We're putting them here, and we have some lovely green, red, and blue sirens, all scantily clad, singing some. They would be singing a very beautiful song.
look oddly like glass beads, but
and how far away are they from us?
30,
25 feet, yeah.
30 feet from the edge of the boat.
Okay.
We'll make it 30 feet if it is or not. Christian, you're on deck.
Yeah, I guess
I'll come back to you. Okay.
I am gonna try to find something, rags or something that I could stick in my ears just in case the spell goes away.
Sure. Okay. Christian, what do you do?
You said they're about 30 feet away.
You look over the deck and they seem about 30 feet away.
Okay, can I get to the so without leaving the sphere?
If you go to the rail, you will still be in the sphere of silence. To get out of the sphere of silence, you'd have to go up to one of the upper decks or into one of the quarters.
Okay, well then I don't want to do that. I will fire my crossbow that has a accurate range of up to 30 feet.
Okay.
And I will fire one of these sirens on what looks like a brown rock or boat. Or
these beautiful ladies singing on the boat, you're just going to shoot at them. Okay.
Apparently, we've heard tell of such things. Don't.
She said, "Shoot first, ask questions later."
The siren song.
It's a 15 to hit.
Okay, you hit one of them. As the beauty of her face changes to some fish-like, snake-fanged face as she looks to you and hisses. And then she slithers off into the sea.
Yes, with 6 points of piercing damage.
With 6 points of piercing damage, yep. All right, but we want to backtrack to you two. You guys moved, but you didn't take actions.
Did Bay do anything?
Bay cast silence.
No.
Oh, Bay, go ahead. Bay, what do you want to do?
Did you come with us? That's the key question.
Yeah, I would move with you.
Okay. So.
And then
I would use.
Oh, sorry.
I would use our sign language. We can talk with the sign language.
Yeah.
So I would say, form human chain.
Form human chain.
Okay.
Wonder Twins. Form up.
So I grab.
Um.
Well, you're the strongest, so you probably should be the base of the chain. So
I will anchor.
I'll grab your Warlock's hand, and Warlock will grab your hand. I'll go up.
I will grab Yorlak's ankles, because it's a ladder.
So I'm gonna be in the kind of middle of the chain then.
I think so. That's what it sounds like.
With you and Bay being able to communicate.
We can communicate. And you can kind of see what we're.
Yeah. So that's why you stick me in the middle.
Yeah.
So I okay, in the middle, and we have Bay in front. Oh, good. There. So it's kind of like this.
Will Warlock want to keep a hold of me if
of course,
if he starts hearing the song?
You do this, and you no longer have your hands, so you can't communicate anymore.
Yeah, but I feel like we've said what we need to.
All right, so you're holding hands as you go up the ladder.
Well, that's what I was saying. I would. My thought is I would grab Yorlak's ankles.
You've grabbed Bay. Well, Bay's in front, right? You grabbed his pant, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So you have some amount of hold to him.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here, but you have some, and so now you've got this human chain. You've tethered each other. You're holding on to each other as Bay climbs up the stairs using his action to dash. And mine is quavering a little bit. Was it action to grab or not? We'll say it was free action to grab. Fine. You climb up. All right. I think it's time for another luck check. Did you get there in time?
Who's rolling? All of us, or
let's have Bay roll a luck check. Did you get there in time to save this master of the ballista? We'll set the.
That was a natural 20.
Well, then I think that don't need to set. You get there and he's leaning over and you can see him start to lift a leg to jump. When you grab him around the waist and he looks at you and he starts pushing you off. How are you going to convince him to not jump. It says,
Oh, I'm thinking I just tackle him.
"Oh, you just
And
tackle
then I
him."
rely on, because I'm thinking I'm going to lose control of my senses pretty soon. So if I tackle and then rely on them to pull me back.
All right, he tackles them. Warlock, he falls to the ground. What do you do?
So I'm gonna continue climbing up the ladder where I can reach him.
Oh no, you had hold of him the whole
Okay, I
time.
had hold of the whole time.
You start pulling him back.
Yeah, so I start pulling him back to
So,
come back. But we're far enough out of the. We can talk to each other now, right? Because we're above.
I'm gonna say yes to you, but no to you. You're still at the bottom.
But I should be able to kind of sense that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
First of all, I need Bay to make a charisma saving throw.
Him too, right?
Yes, but you have advantage.
Okay.
That means
oh,
roll
11.
11.
Fourteen's good.
14.
14's good, but 11's not so good.
You might get
Um,
20.
Now I need Bay to make a dexterity or strength saving throw, whichever one's best.
Always roll 2.
What is your
13.
13? What is your strength?
And that was strength.
What is your strength?
My strength?
Not you.
Uh,
Warlock.
Jared.
Warlock.
Mine says 12 and it says +1.
+1.
Yes.
So, and you rolled an 11?
Yeah, I think it was a 12. Nope, it was a 13.
13. So you kick his hands off you. You're 11. That's your. So the difficulty class for grapple is your 10 plus your modifier.
Okay.
So it was 11. He rolled a 13 to kick free. His legs are now free of yours, as you match eyes with this ballista master, and he says, "What are you doing?" And all of a sudden you think, "Yeah, what am I doing?" As you both stand
I'll go
up,
for a swim.
and you start looking over the edge. Now you use your action to grapple. All right.
Yes.
I would be using essentially my held action to pull them all back.
Well,
Except
you would,
right.
except for they both come tumbling down. Why don't you make a dexterity check? This will be an easy one for you. Not as easy for you. Dexterity check.
16.
16. You passed. You kept your feet.
3.
3. Yeah, you're prone.
Yep.
All right. So you guys see this. We'll go to Noel. You see this happening. What does Belinda do? You just saw Big stand up, get back, tackle him, but then stand back up, and now they're both looking over the edge.
Bay and
Those
those two guys. The guys down below.
they're fine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run over and pick up your lock.
Okay, you stand him
That's
up.
not me, but, yeah.
If you move, does the silence move with you?
That's me. Yeah. No, the silence is on point.
Okay.
You're not Belinda. You're the
Tremor.
Tremor.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna pick him up so that he doesn't
Yeah.
have to spend his time
Yeah.
getting out.
Yeah.
And
Concentrate on your silence.
yeah, keep concentration on silence. I'm
All
trying to
right.
think of anything else I can
You,
do.
Belinda. What do you do?
I need some help. I'm like in the middle of the deck.
You are here.
That doesn't help me.
You get to spin it.
Because you're not showing it, I don't think.
I am.
Oh, are you?
On YouTube.
Yeah, but
Well,
30
oh,
seconds
it's-
behind. So when you
You're in the middle of the. You're in the middle of the mid deck.
You're about 15
Okay.
feet away from the stairs.
Okay, so I'm not really gonna be able to help the guys up top there.
15 and
Unless
15.
you'd have to move and
Well,
dash to get up there,
The,
but then
the silence only extends up
halfway up
halfway up
stairs.
the ladder.
Yeah, but I said I stuffed something in my ears.
That's
Oh,
right.
It's true. Yeah.
So then, yeah, you could.
So okay, I will. How far can I get with my 40 feet?
40 feet.
You should be able to get there.
Yeah.
You should be able
That's my
to
normal
get
movement.
there.
Yeah, I'll put you up there. 40 feet. You get to the top of the stairs, and you see Bay and this other guy leaning over the rail.
They're just sort of spacing out now, getting into the song.
They look like they're about ready to jump in.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try to just like bear hug both of them from the back and try to pick them up.
Okay. What is your dex? Oh no, your strength. You're a strength guy. What's your strength modifier? +3?
+3.
+3. Okay. We'll take note of that when it's their turn. Christian, what are you doing?
Well, I scared one away. I will attempt to shoot another to scare that one away.
Okay.
Christian's the only one actually doing helpful things, and the rest of us are just
Not all
about
of
to
us have.
commit mass suicide.
Not all of us have ranged
They're
attacks.
helpful things. They're just misguided.
It's just failing miserably.
That's a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the ballistic guy would have jumped over by now. They hadn't gone up there.
Absolutely would have.
And that's 5 points of piercing to one of the other ones that's visible.
Yeah. That one's.
I'll say one.
That one dives into the water too. And
Excellent.
the third one dives in the water and swims closer ahead, just above the rail, right close next to the ship, looking straight up. So he's no longer. You can just barely. It has some cover. You are this guy. You're looking over and you can just barely see her head. Only thing coming out of the water. It just got a lot harder to hit. But that was Artemis' turn. She's continuing her attack on them, luring them in, and whoever's.
I've been gone.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me describe what I want to do, and you can tell me if it's possible or not.
Well, you had gone. You
That
were.
was my held action from my last
Was it?
turn. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's my thought. So Belinda has a hold of.
Yeah, she's grabbing both by the collar.
Yeah. So my thought is to climb up the ladder.
Yes.
And to use my strength and kind of basically fall backwards.
Okay.
So that no matter what, like even if I fail my Constitution saving throw, I am actively falling backwards until I will fall back into the silence.
So you climb up here. Who are you grabbing?
Belinda.
You grab Belinda.
And I am falling, like I have set myself up to fall off the ladder.
All right.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Belinda, you feel something grab the back of your collar and is pulling you back as if you're going to fall off this deck back into the ship. Do you let it happen or do you resist?
Well, I'm trying to grab these guys first.
You've grabbed those guys. You have a hold of them. You've grappled both of them. You have a hold of them.
Okay. Then yes.
You're going to let it happen. All right. So now I want Bay. I want you to roll with disadvantage against.
My strength check again?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Strength or dexterity, whichever is better.
Huh.
Am I rolling something?
Nope.
Oh, that was a really good roll. 18.
18.
With disadvantage?
Yep.
18 with
I rolled an
disadvantage.
18 and a 17.
No.
You really really wanna go.
And how's this other guy? Other guy rolls a 16, as your grip just wasn't as good as you thought, but you intended to fail. As you're raging though, right? No, that was last time.
No, I started a new rage though. So I have advantage on my strength checks.
Yeah. So you took 4 points bludgeoning damage, and you took 3 points bludgeoning damage. You fell backwards off this top deck down the stairs.
Did you have that for me?
No, I did not.
Okay, so 2 points.
2 points.
Okay.
You took 3 points of damage as you fell backwards. Bay, I think you. I'll give you another charisma saving throw. I'll give him another charisma saving throw. Yeah, he fails. How do you do?
24.
Oh, you pass. It's like He may Belinda might not have pulled you out of the harm's way, but he did knock some sense into you. But you see this other guy's crawling over. He's just about to jump off. What do you do?
No. Okay. Since I feel, I'm gonna grab him.
You grab him?
I have no idea how long
Yeah.
this is gonna work, so I'm gonna try to just toss ourselves off the deck and hope someone catches us.
19. No, he passes and he jumps off the deck into the water.
And of course, he is wearing armor, which means he will sink.
Well, no, he's a sailor. He doesn't really wear. I know he shows.
Okay.
He's a sailor. He doesn't wear armor. If anything, it'd be leathers.
Yeah.
You just saw him go overboard, and you see it.
I keep forgetting I have this stupid security gem that lets me pass saving throws. I could have avoided this whole debacle.
And you see them both disappear under the water. What do you do?
Okay. Wait, both of them, like the two sirens?
No, the one siren and the ballista master.
How do spells work underwater?
Well, do they have a verbal component?
Yes, but if I'm up on the deck.
Oh, can you see them? I could say right now you can still see them. Next turn, if they continue, you cannot see them. So they're just right now right under the water.
I want to cast darkness on the sailor. I'm gonna try to make it so the people can't see them.
Yeah. Okay. So darkness. Okay. The water goes dark around him.
No, he doesn't know which way's up.
I don't think he matters.
You see, let's see, we have Warlock and who else is around? Everyone on the deck can see that the Bosun dives over the side.
The Aquaman. The Trident, said, right?
Yeah, so let's go backwards. We just did Christian, you just saw this Aquaman dude dive in right next to you. What do? You can't see him, can't see her or the guy because now they're in darkness. You can shoot into it, but you'd have disadvantage and you don't know where you're aiming at. Christian. Okay. Christian, we'll save your turn for later. Glenn, how about Glenn, you stand yourself up, half your movement.
So Bay and I are back on the main deck.
Yes. No, Bay is not on the main deck. Bay saved against your grapple, so he slipped your grasp and you guys fell back without him.
Is he charmed?
Is he Bay charmed? Bay is not charmed. But you don't know that.
Right. Well,
You would think we fell. I'd probably go back up and try to grab him again.
You run back up. But the siren, you once you get out there, you no longer hear the music. And you see Bay. Bay's leaning over the edge. You see him looking over the side. What do? You run up and you grab him, pull him back. Bay looks back. He says, "No, I'm okay." They've gone on. They've gone.
Rope.
What did you say?
Hold on to this rope. I'm gonna hand you some rope.
No, I'm still not buying. I'm just grabbing you and hauling you back down to the deck.
Do you let him?
Sure, because I can jump overboard down there.
All right. Let's go back to Christian. You with us? Christian?
Yes, sorry, I had to step away.
No problem. So right next to you saw the Aquaman dude just dove over the side in a heroic chance to try to save this guy.
the ballista guy fell over.
The Blitz guy jumped in.
Jumped over.
Okay.
He's now enveloped in darkness from Bay, but there is a siren with him.
And what are the green and orange sirens in front of me? Are they visible?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're under the water somewhere. We're going to set visibility
Gotcha.
at 3 feet.
It's actually not bad.
Oh, okay.
You feel, well, and to make matters worse, there's a pool of darkness around the siren and the fallen dude.
Okay. Well, that's a problem because I can't do much there.
I mean, you could jump in.
No, rather not. I can't see them. You're saying
There is, you recognize the spell darkness. There is a sphere of darkness around them. You know they're in this sphere somewhere. You believe they are in this sphere somewhere.
okay, but if I launch something in there, I'm putting the crewman and the Triton at risk.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well. Tough one.
Noel, you're on deck.
Yeah, I'd rush over to the edge to watch what's happening.
Christian, blurt in whenever you want.
I'm holding.
Yeah, I'll stay within the sphere of silence. I'll move closer towards the front, where the sphere of darkness is, in case somebody appears that I can shoot.
Yeah, I'm thinking these guys back up. They don't want any part of that, right? So you move up. Bay, no, Noel. You don't know any different. You don't know that the singing has stopped or not.
No. So, looking, I don't see them. I don't see any of the sirens. So I could assume that it wasn't, but I'm not going to release the silence yet, because who knows if they're going to pop back up. Instead, go ahead. Finish your.
I'll just say that I've moved forward, and I'll hold an action to shoot any siren that becomes visible.
I like it. Noel, go ahead. You're on deck.
I will hold the sacred flame to target
Same thing.
anything that comes out of the darkness.
Any siren that.
Any siren.
Right. All right, Warlock.
Any hostile.
You are this guy, right?
Yeah.
You go to the edge. You just saw the fish dude jump in.
Yeah, I saw the fish dude jump in, and I see our group is kind of migrating into that edge. So I'm gonna go join them and be on ready with my short bow. Be on ready.
Same thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I would stand up.
Of course.
So
I'll put you at the edge too if you want to.
well, it's not a whole. I would go to the edge to watch, but there's not a whole lot. I could help pull them up if and when needed. Has someone dropped a rope yet?
No.
So I will drop a rope over the side.
Yeah, you they have one of those life. It's an old timey life preserver. It lands in the middle of the darkness.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Meanwhile, in the darkness, the Triton is.
Did I miss anyone?
Is stuck inside the circle.
Hopefully not.
The captain. The captain comes up and puts her hand on your shoulder, and you have inspiration.
Okay.
A D8 worth of inspiration.
D8 worth of inspiration. Okay.
She's a bard.
And so, is the Triton able to save this guy? We'll put that down to a die roll.
Right up until he gets knocked out with the life preserver.
With life preserver. Oh! No.
Wait. The Trident guy jumped in?
Oh, yeah.
He jumped in after them.
Oh, I completely missed it. Oh, well, okay. Darkness maybe was a bad idea then.
Oh, no, the darkness has already been cast.
He jumped in after the darkness was cast. He knew that was there.
Okay, good.
I think it's 50-50. All right, so we're going to say 11 up is good and 10 and under is bad. 9 on the die. Would anyone like to use their luck to modify that for him?
Could I use inspiration?
No.
Darn.
Okay. He comes up and he shout.
He wouldn't be in it anymore.
Oh no! But you guys can't hear him.
Oh, that's right.
Can we read his lips?
God bless you.
No, you're on the edge, aren't you? Did you move it up?
Yeah, but it's not on me. It's on the center of the deck.
Yes, but you can dispel. You can drop.
Oh, I can drop it. But I'm afraid that if the signs come back, there's no way to stop that. I'm gonna have to cast it again, I guess. All right, I'll drop it, just because. Actually, you know, if you're giving me a free action or a turn.
Well, dropping your silence, stopping that is free action.
Right. I can do that
Anytime.
All right, I'll drop
it. And he shouts, "Stormbreak! Stormbreak!" And she pushes. Yes, Grex. Did you find him? The sirens have taken them down to his lair. Shall I pursue? And she looks with a heavy heart. She looks left, right, and no, Grex. I'm afraid he's lost now. There's nothing we can do for him. And she looks to each of you to see if there's any reaction. And he puts the life preserver ring between his head and shoulder. You start pulling him up.
Yeah.
Did he fight that decision? Or he just automatically...
You see, with no insight check needed, you can see he is saddened by it. He's feeling the loss of his ballista master. But
he's not resisting the order.
The captain...
So,
We didn't get any of that. Start over.
uh-oh.
We're hearing bits. That's all.
You look frozen, man.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I'll get here. They can. You see them, the guy, and give him.
You sounded like the grandfather.
Yeah, you sound like grandfather.
Use your sign language. No.
There's pictures for us. You can't even do that.
Glenn seems fine. So I don't think that's me.
It's West Coast.
Oh, I feel like he has something important to contribute.
PG&E.
Can he text it?
Yeah, you want to send a text, Ken? We lost you. Maybe he's getting back on. There you are. Oh, it jumped a little bit. Now we're getting something every second. Oh, better now. I think you can talk now.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can.
All of our phones are telling us.
Okay. Did they see them take him away? Because he can see through the darkness.
The Triton can see through the
Do
dark?
I see the guy?
Ken can
No,
see
they
through.
can see through the darkness.
Oh yeah.
Who's they?
Bay can see. Does he see the guy swim away with the?
No, once they get below 3 feet, you can't see them anymore. The visibility into the water was only 3 feet.
Oh, okay, so he's sunk down far enough? Okay. All right.
And a solemn silence grows over the whole crew. And Stormwreck looks, and he volunteers to chase the sirens down to their lair. I'm not willing to risk Grix by himself.
I don't know that I can swim that
How
far.
would we breathe?
You wouldn't.
That seems like a problem.
Yes, it's right.
That seems problematic.
Exactly. That's why we will. I am compelled to let him go. Does anyone of my crew have a problem with this decision? Yes. A captain's choice is difficult, but in the safety of our entire crew, I think we must let our helmsman Jack go.
Our ballistic.
Ballistaman, not helmsman. Haha, I'm sorry, not a ballista. A ballistaman, yes. Come back on board, Grix, and we shall all have a pint in our ballistaman Jack's name.
Wait, so somebody dies, we drink?
You win the battle, you drink.
Yeah. Somebody dies?
You have dinner, you drink. It's kind of...
You get injured, you drink to numb the pain.
All right, you help him up.
I'm sensing it.
Go. Great.
Was that afternoon or evening? Afternoon. Afternoon. The crew is all solemn that evening.
And it was me who went last, didn't it?
Yeah, and she makes the decision to not go anywhere. The ship is going to stay right here for the rest of the evening, and they will.
Yeah, let's have the sirens come back. Yeah, no,
They resume in the morning. Full alert, full guards, and she will commend you for your fast thinking. It could have been worse. Okay. You did the last one. I think we're at... Oh, we had a random counter. That was 2.
I would have offered a prayer to Saloon,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
where I got us Twilight.
It is now the beginning of day 3 since you've been here. Morning day 3. And... sunny intervals, brisk breeze, moderate 10 to 15 mile per hour winds from the southwest, and the water is beyond their depth. Which way would you like to go?
I think it's my turn. I want to go southwest. I want to.
South.
Yep.
Come on. Southwest.
Yes.
Land ho! You see the edge of a rather large landmass.
Who's the land ho?
Land ho! And let's see here. Oh. Random encounter. D20, just roll D20.
Yep. 8.
8. From the coast, you can just barely see the vegetation. You see a rocky shore, rocks, cliff. Not anywhere a ship can land, but you can see the cliff is probably 100 feet to the top, and on top there is a vast plains. Seems to be some amount of plain land. That is our morning. Wes, where would you like to go?
Straight ahead. Towards the island.
Yeah. Weather conditions. It has begun to shower, and the helmsman says, "We dare not go any closer, as the waters have grown choppy, and the depths are now very shallow."
Indeed. I think it would make sense to circle the island, though of course that won't be my decision, to see if we see any evidence of the pirates making a settlement.
It seems like a wise choice. And this is our afternoon of day 3. And did you roll your random encounter?
Not yet. Ten.
10. Yeah, so from this you can see that those cliffs, you can see that there's no easy way to get to the shore. If a landing party wanted to go on, they would have to take a rowboat and then somehow circumvent this 100-foot tall cliff. No one would want to do that without some special ability. So unless you give them any other action, we're going to move on to the next person. All right. Christian, I'm going to go to you. Christian, would you like to go...
Christian did say I had to step out.
Oh. Ken, I'm going to go to you. Which direction? Would you like to go
Let's
northish
go
or southish?
Northish.
Northish. It's kind of a northwest. I would say north. It's not due north, but northwest. Yes.
Yeah, northwest. Yep.
All right. Of course, open sea to the north and northwest, but due west, you can see the coast. And did it stop raining in this? This is the evening of day 3. Oh, come on. Partly cloudy. The seas have gentled a bit, and it's still cliff face here, though. There's no good landing area.
All right. 16 for a random encounter.
So no random encounter. Evening of day 3. Glenn, would you like a turn? Which direction would you like to go? Due west or northwest or something else?
Northwest.
Northwest. Putting a little bit of distance between you and the shore. Open sea. Open sea. You can tell that the coast is just in the visibility. How about random encounter? Roll d20.
I got an 11.
All right, you're still good.
And is the coast we're still seeing all
Yep.
cliff faces?
Yep, still cliff faces. Okay. You know what? We're going to start rolling for that. We're going to make it a... we're going to do the same as our random encounter. This would be our 4th time. So roll me a d20. At 4 or under, you have a landing spot.
I got a 16.
All right. So now next time it'll be 5 and under. All right. That was the evening. We have our evening. We go to day 4. Morning, day 4. Christian, you with us again? All right, Noel, back to you.
West. Straight west.
Straight west. First, roll for random. Oh, first, let me give you the weather. The weather report.
Just it.
High winds, rough waters. They are cautious to approach. Strong winds, 25 to 35 miles an hour. And depth is 10 to 20 feet.
Good. 15.
15. All right, we're going to raise that random encounter up. We are now at 6. Random. All right, roll me another d20 for land.
It's an 11.
All right, that is now up to 6. All right. Oh, but I didn't finish moving these. You see the coast, and you're not entirely sure if you've reached the northern edge of the island or not. It seems to have leveled off here as we go to midday, day 4.
We'll go straight west.
straight west, following the coastline.
Looks like there's an island to the north of us.
Right?
Do you see it?
I don't see
I don't see
anything.
any.
Like a little thing.
You can see there's a rock on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no island to the north of you there. Mirage, I tell you.
A little black speck right there.
Yeah. I think
Oh, that's embarrassing. It's there's a speck on my monitor.
We've all done that.
All right, I need first random encounter.
Ooh, 9.
9, not quite. That'll go up to 7.
I'm
Now, land ho. Do you find a landing spot?
8.
8, not quite. That was closest yet.
Yeah.
The cliffs have gone down to like 30 feet.
Yeah.
But you still think rough. Oh, did I give you the weather report for you? I don't think so. The winds have died down.
Mm-hmm.
10 to 15, that's a good wind. But the sun has come out and you can feel it's almost the land is putting off heat. It's really hot here today. It's a hot day. This is midday of day 4. But nothing else happens. We're now at the evening of day 4.
West again.
West again.
You know, you could move all 3 at once.
By using a shift.
Click, yeah.
But then
Good idea.
Take away
Just save yourself a
Right.
Seems like maybe the coast has gone south.
Now that looks like there's a palm tree on that island.
Oh,
It's a palm tree.
yeah, the plains seem to be giving away to maybe a wooded area. But weather report. Warm, humid, increasing cloud cover in this evening of day 4, right? That's evening day 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And increasing cloud cover, moderate winds 10 to 15 miles from the west, and we're still in shallow waters.
16 for the encounter.
All right. And how about land?
4.
A 4. So here you find a sandy beach. And the captain is still not willing to move the ship any closer, but you feel like if you wanted to go take a rowboat in and search the land at this spot, you could.
Good, makes sense. Anybody else want to go?
I am eager to get off this boat.
sure. It's a big landmass.
This
It's
is
probably
evening.
worth doing a little bit of scouting.
She suggests you wait until morning, and then she will give you
Fair
the
enough.
But remember our deal, right? If you have 1 hex, we'll give you 1 hex. If there are pirates there, excellent. Signal. What she does is she says in this evening, as you start to plan your land encounter, she opens up a wooden case. The wooden case splits in half, and inside is this soft pillow. On this pillow are 2 conch shells. And she says, you can use this conch shell to contact me. Basically, you can cast sending. What are the sending stones? They're sending stones, but they're conch shells, because that's more thematic, right?
Dude, hold up to your ear.
Yeah, exactly. So she sees you as the unofficial leader of this group. She offers it to you. What do you do with it?
I would take it, and I would then give it to Bay so you can put it in the
Bag of holding.
bag of holding for safekeeping.
But if she wants to talk to us, it seems like we have to have it out. Would you use this to call us, or is this just for us to call you?
Both.
Okay.
It works
then
both ways.
I will clip it
Well, once
in my backpack so I can hear it.
we get to land, then we can pull it out.
Okay, fair
And
enough.
if you just can put it in your backpack, then I can put it in my backpack too.
Okay.
But you've already handed it to me, so
Sure.
it's got in my backpack.
So, you spend your evening. The next morning, bright and early, you have your breakfast. You row to shore. And I should make a new icon. I put you in this cell right here. One to the east of the palm tree. And I will expose this and this. All right, that is one of the icons that is a designated encounter, not a random encounter. Off in the distance, on the hill beyond, you can see a herd of Stegosaurus. And you can hear loud roars from beyond. There seems to be some battle up on the hill beyond.
Roars like dinosaurs?
Like dinosaurs, yes.
Or raucous roars of...
And cries of some other beast. There's some sort of... The animals on this island are having some sort of battle on top of this hill. So you can see this hill's a mile, 2 miles away up atop. You're at a safe distance now, but what do you do?
Well, they don't look like pirates.
And this
What
doesn't
if
seem
they're
like a...
fighting? I mean, they seem gigantic. A pirate could be minuscule compared to them. How would we know?
I just think this is a hostile environment for a base of operations. It would take a lot to protect your interests on this island. Pirates need to be mobile.
What better than...
So perhaps you spend this is a 4-hour block of your day, right? This is the morning. You spend 2 more hours just searching the general area, keeping a wary eye on the dinosaurs that seem to be having an encounter up there. All right.
I would be interested in looking for evidence that pirates or just generally sailors, but specifically pirates,
All right. I want you.
had landed or used this beach.
I want each of you to roll a survival, a perception, investigation, however you want to do it, to use whatever skill or ability you have to determine if there's any sign of pirates here. Make your roll. Let me know when you're done. Jeff?
I got a 17 on survival.
All right, get to you. All right, hold your number. Jeff, what'd you get?
I got 2 unnatural 20s.
2 unnatural 20s.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to save you for last.
Okay.
All right. Ken, or Glenn, what'd you get? 17?
17 survival, yeah.
Survival. As you look around, you can see that although there is plenty of vegetation and even the trees here, the shrubbery, as you see, the trees are more to the west, perhaps. They have fruit that would support life. However, you don't see any evidence. Ken, while I'm on screen, what did you get?
A natural 20.
A natural 20. And what did you do to determine?
Investigation.
Investigation.
So I'm thinking I'm searching the coastline for any indication, like disturbances of like ships.
Yep.
Or not ships, sorry, rowboats beaching themselves.
Yeah, you can see that you guys were lucky to find this beach. This beach is maybe a half-mile length, and you've been at either end. There's no sign of boats. Of course, there's the tide goes in, the tide comes out, but there's nothing man-made here. There's no rubbish on the shore. So there's nothing here to indicate there's any signs of human life.
Okay.
Let's go. Christian, are you with me? All right, Noel, how'd you do?
Was it 2 rolls or just 1?
Just one.
12 then. That was my first roll.
Yeah, it was just one run.
That was survival and then...
No, it was pick your best attribute and
okay.
just roll whatever you want.
So using my insight, I was looking for clues
Mhm.
of what may have been transpired on this island.
Yep.
Like what they were saying.
Yeah.
Was there any evidence that somebody had been here?
Yeah. So with an insight check, to me, that's like an attitude or hospitality, hospitable, right? And as I said, you can tell that life would be here, but this is teeming with the wrong kind of life.
Right.
You've done very well to keep yourself at bay from these animals, but you can see there are plenty of creatures here, hostile creatures here, absolutely. What'd you roll?
I rolled an 18, and I'm wondering if I don't do nature. To
Pick your best attribute and just
recall lore about
nature.
Recall lore about terrain, plants, animals, and weather.
Yeah, sure.
We're trying to figure what's happened in the past.
It wasn't too far away from the coastline that you found a stream. It wasn't much of a stream. It was probably 10 foot wide and just a couple feet deep. But as you did your nature check, this water is fresh. You feel like this wasn't from the ocean. There must be some well of water coming. This is fresh water. It would support people, but you don't see any evidence otherwise that there'd be people there. All right, now for our natural 20. What you see is footprints. Bare footprints.
Like human barefoot footprints, or
That's what he thinks.
bear.
No, not
Oh,
that.
that's what I thought you were saying.
No,
like,
no.
barefoot.
Humanoid footprints.
The natives. The natives are restless.
So yeah, I would definitely share that. I found footprints with their barefoot, and then we'd probably have a conversation. No. Humanoid, but no shoes. Not bears.
And I would share that this just doesn't seem like a good environment for any base of operations. I mean, I don't feel safe staying here tonight.
Well, it's not even noon yet. You've done this all in 2 or 3 hours.
No, we're not saying night. We don't want her sailing off without us.
How old are these footprints? Can you tell?
Yeah, with a natural 20, you can tell these footprints happened maybe in the last
6 o'clock this morning.
hour, and you all of a sudden feel a little like, are they watching us now?
I wonder if there's natives on this island that maybe we. Yeah, do we hear drums?
Do you want to hear drums?
Not particularly.
And then they just stop.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's pirates here. How about you guys?
I agree.
Seems unlikely. I mean, we got an hour and a half left. Do we want to follow this for a little ways?
Well, no. You spent that hour and a half gathering this knowledge, searching this 3 mile hex. So.
Hey, were we going to be here for 4 hours though?
You were going to be here for 4 hours. You spent your time here doing this search. This is what I was trying to convey, right?
Okay.
So this is what you found in that amount of time. You now feel like you have enough time to get back in the rowboat and get back to the boat, which is kind of your commitment to the captain.
Yeah. I think we've found what we.
Yep. All right.
need to find.
And next week I will have a different icon for adventuring party for on the. You're back in the ship. It is now midday. We just did Wes. Christian, are you back with us? Christian, you with us?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
I'll give the shell back to the captain.
Oh yes.
Assuming she wants it back.
Yep. And she says, "This is how we will communicate when you do finally land on the island." All right, you're back on the boat, Christian. I don't know how much of that you just went ashore. You searched and you didn't find signs of pirate or civilized life, but you found plenty of signs of terrible monster life, like dinosaur life, as well as Wes with his natural 20 found life of primitive life. That's great.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So we're back on the boat.
You're back on the
direction.
You're back on the boat. You can follow the shoreline to the southwest. You can go due west, or you go any of the other directions.
I'm feeling radical. Let's go northwest.
Ooh, northwest. All right, let's see what we see.
Goodbye, island.
You know it's there. Nothing but sea. Nothing but sea there.
Heading towards my Phantom Island.
Let's.
No, it's like playing Battleship. You got to get all the edges in the corner.
This is
the tugboat could be heading up.
This is midday, day 5. We found land, so we're going to reset that back down to 2. We didn't have a random encounter. We had an actual encounter. Does that reset it? Oh.
Did we actually have an encounter, or did we avoid the encounter that we...
Well, that's an encounter in and
Okay.
of itself. I'm going to set that back down to 2 also. All right, so Christian, give me a roll a d20. Tell me your result.
That's a 7.
Okay, no random count. Roll me a d20. Tell me the result. And again. This is the Oh, wait, no. You're okay, you can roll it. But there is no land here. You can only roll that when the coast is within a hex. So, at this point, you see you know that the beach is there. You have a general idea where that beach is. You feel like you could navigate back to it if you wanted. But that was evening, I believe, of day 5. No, that was afternoon. Afternoon, day 5. We are now to evening, day 5. Let's go to Ken.
Okay, let's continue due west.
Due west.
Hopefully, in our little package of missed squares isn't our pirate.
You see land ho! Land ho! So let's see what we got here. Sunny intervals, brisk breeze, moderate winds, 10 to 15 out of the south. You are in coastal shallows. Random encounter.
16.
All right. Land ho, a landing spot, D20.
A natural 20. What a waste.
What a waste of a natural 20. Okay. That is your turn. Glenn, I'd be to you.
It looks like he just stepped away.
Yep, I'm here.
It's your turn for a direction. Navigate.
Oh, and what is that brown thing?
That's part of a coast. It was not hospitable.
Okay. Due south.
Due south, right in the glare of the sun. Let's see, I think it's here or there. So due south is, we'll put you on the coast. Take this one away. Put it up here. Can I? Yes. There we go. And this one? Sure. Uh-oh. Looks like maybe we found an island. Which I shouldn't have taken away this one because you can't see across that land. It seems like you found an island. Roll me a random encounter.
8.
8. No random encounter. This island, from what you can tell, is all mountains straight up on all sides. No real. From you see, there's no landing spots. Oh no, no. Let's roll. Roll for a landing spot.
got a 5.
Not enough. Not low enough. So you don't... As you hug the coast, you don't... This seems like very mountainous. Not much vegetation. And there's no landing spot. That was Glenn. Moving on. That was morning of day 6, I believe. We're now to afternoon day 6 for you, Noel.
I will go due south.
Due south. You are here. All right, you can see that you can see both coasts at this point. You can see trees have become more abundant on the mainland, but you can't really see it. I'm not going to let you roll a check on this coast, but I will let you roll first of all, random encounter.
That is a 9.
9's not good enough.
Landing spot 16.
16 is not good enough. All right. All right. And we're to...
We're going to go south and west
Yeah.
to loop around.
Makes
the mountain
sense.
thing.
Makes sense. We got this one. See that coast? You're a little bit closer to that coast now. Uh-oh.
Didn't see that. Didn't see.
You know, just how you turn the telescope, you just saw a glimpse further.
Yeah.
Open seas, you could see around.
Yep.
Oh, and then this one. All right. Yeah, so it's weather check. Occasional showers, slightly choppy, moderate winds, 10 to 20. Again, shallow. We're in the shallows between these at about 20 feet.
When roll.
Yeah, so a random encounter.
A 3.
A 3 on a random encounter. We need a random encounter. So, what I'm going to say for the random encounter is...
I gotta quit using that die.
I assume that every time we have a day pass, we get a long rest somewhere in there.
Yes. Every time there's... Every day, yes. All right. Off in the distance, from the crow's nest cries, you hear a whistle, and the caution flag goes up, and everyone goes to their ready positions, and he points off, and you see this beast off in the distance, huge leathery wings. This is not a pterodactyl. This is not a pterodon. Its body is massive, and it has a tail, long tail with spikes on it.
Dragon.
Gojira!
Godzilla? Godzilla! No, it's not Godzilla. As everyone watching in nervous, bated breath, he says, "It's red, Captain! It's red!"
A red dragon?
A red dragon off in the very distance.
And I jump in the water.
You'd rather have a fish swallow you.
Does it appear to be
That seems less than ideal.
towards us?
Uh,
Or just flying?
it seemed it was off in it's 3 miles in distance this way,
Heading?
heading toward this island.
Okay.
Maybe we should move away from where it's going.
Run away! Run away!
I need it.
So it's not coming towards us,
Yes.
but
correct.
it is going towards the island that we're okay.
That we're sailing past.
But-
Or round. Or
All right. Was this morning? Do you guys remember? Did I say morning or afternoon?
This is afternoon.
Yeah.
This is afternoon?
Afternoon.
All right. All right. I'm making myself a little checkbox here so I can remember which one we're on. All right. X. That's the encounter. That's all of it. You see a dragon off in the distance. It is evening and we are to west. You saw from here the dragon kind of flew out of this, just out of your range and in over this. So the question is
southwest.
southwest.
Is the answer.
South, navigate to the south. And I always forget her name. The Helms lady says, wise choice. Luma. Wise choice. I like your decision making.
I have a question. Can you just delete those?
Yeah, I could. But then, yeah, I don't. I guess I'll never be putting them back. I have to use the right keyboard too. All right. This was you.
Yes.
And we are here. Clear and calm. Perfect sailing, calm winds this evening. Of course, we're in the coastal. And so for a random counter.
3.
But we just had a random. So it was at 2. So now it's at 3. So now you can roll for land.
11.
11. All right. Christian, we're back to you. It is the morning of day 7.
Alrighty.
Which direction would you like to go? You can get closer. At this point, I'm going to say yes, you can get closer to the coastline if you wanted to. I think there's enough here. Oh, boy. That's close. But if you wanted to risk it.
There's a biscuit for you.
Not that way. Can I go to the... I guess it's sort of southwest, but like that open...
You want to be here? You can't see it. Southwest, or you want to be southeast?
Right there. Nope. Back where you were.
That's where we just were.
That one.
He's delayed.
Oh, yeah.
In the open.
All right. Right there's good. All right? All right.
Yep.
Okay. How about weather report? Clear and calm, perfect sailing weather. We're in the shallows. It's a little bit deeper here for some reason. Roll your random encounter.
I got nat 20.
Okay. And how about roll for land? Do you see any land? A landing spot?
It's a 16.
No, you do not. Okay. You can tell that the wood seems a little bit more dense here. Moving on. Ken. Which direction?
If there is room for us to sneak in southwest, let's go that way. Otherwise, I'll go west.
I'll let you do southwest. You're very close to the coastline. You can see that the island, the coastline has turns north again. So give me. No, I haven't. Let's do warm and scattered clouds, light breeze this afternoon of day 7. You are of course in the coastal lands, dangerously close to the coast. You can see the woods, and you can see that the land becomes more barren to the south and west. How about a random encounter?
Nat 20.
All right. And how about
4 for land?
A 4 for land. You see to the south that where the very south point there seems to be a beach you could land in.
Makes sense to me. This island is giant.
All right.
Probably makes sense to take a look.
Okay, so that was the afternoon of day 7. Would you like to go tonight, or would you like to wait until the morning?
Morning.
Okay.
Morning it is. Again, same deal. She gives you the conch shells and she pats you on the back and says, "Don't die."
All right. See you in 4 hours.
You didn't see that.
I didn't see any.
All right, morning. Y'all had your
You'll see us at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
the glimpse. I grabbed the wrong thing. All right. The DM says. Okay.
So for the record, how many 20s have we rolled tonight that didn't really buy us anything?
I rolled 2 in a row.
There's been like a dozen tonight.
As you...
2, 4, 5.
Are you keeping track?
3 in a row. Jeez.
Oh, you're looking back in your log.
I'm looking back in the history.
Yeah. As you row onto the shore, you begin to notice a particular foul. This beach that you've landed on stinks to high hell.
Like dead stuff, or
like
sulfur?
seaweed stinks. Like rotting seaweed. It's washed up on a beach.
Is it a smell we would associate with a beach, or is it like dead bodies?
More like dead bodies. More like decay, rot. If someone wants to give me, well, why don't you each give me your investigation, however you want to search this beach for this area for life. It was Ken's turn, so Ken, why don't you start?
Okay. A 15 investigation. And I do the same thing I did last time. I'm trying to look for points of entry that's not us.
Yeah.
Or points of entry that's not us.
Points of entry. You see nothing on the beach itself, but you can see that the edge of the beach has a clear path away from it.
Okay.
Glenn?
I got a 10 on nature.
A 10 on nature. A 10 on... well...
I also got a 10 on nature.
All right,
so
so
lump those together.
Yeah, sure. The 10 on nature. What you see is dead carcasses that line the edge of the beach, and these seem like the hides have been torn off.
And they look like they were dinosaur creatures?
That's what I'm trying to say is it doesn't look like dinosaur creatures. Does not look like dinosaur creatures. But that was a little bit generous for a nature check.
Yeah.
Christian, before I get too far away from you, what'd you roll, Christian?
For nature, is that what I heard?
So I don't think you were here last time we did this. Use whatever skill you want to explore this area for signs of pirates.
All right. $14 on investigation.
Yeah, and so as they point out these dead animals, and you start poking around at them, you can see that the head of one of these small reptilian creatures was bashed in, like from a club. Noel.
Interesting.
These are dinosaurs, right? They're not like little.
They're small reptilian creatures the size of a dog.
And when you said ripped, do you mean like torn apart?
The hides were pulled apart, so like pulled from the meat of it. But there was you.
Does it look clean, or does it look like an animal did it?
Well, it looks. Yeah, I'll say it looks clean.
All right.
Yeah. I'll rephrase. It does not look like an animal did it.
Okay. So yeah, I roll a 12 insight. I think there's some sort of marks of some sort of civilization here. Some sort of settlement of some sort. So maybe pirates? But why would they just leave the hides here?
Yeah, your insight is that type of dead animal is not the work of a pirate, of a civilized human.
But it's not an animal.
But it's
more careful than an animal.
It's more careful than an animal, but not as careful as a pirate.
Right.
Somewhere in between there.
It's not usable furs. I mean, it's not treatable.
I want a 15 on perception.
15 on perception. Yeah, as you look, you the order seems to. All right. You see this path, right? You look down. You go to where this path goes between the trees, opening up by the beach, and you smell. And you look in there, and the smell becomes worse as you get closer to. You can tell that it's going to get worse down the. Do you go down the path?
Yes.
You go down the path, and you reach an opening in the ground. You see a hole. And it seems like the stench is the worst of the stench is originating from this hole. That's what you see.
Yep. So there's obviously something going on over there.
Yeah, so you go back and get the rest of the party and you show them this hole?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
You're running back with her. Looky what I found, and yeah. We all go back there excited to see something.
All right, so I guess the question is, you see this hole.
Do we jump into it?
Do you jump in the hole? Do you investigate the hole? Or do you leave it alone?
I'll peer down the hole. Well,
Hey,
let's see what
you
it looks
peer-
like first.
You peer down the hole, and who has dark vision? 60 feet, right?
I have dark vision.
Your dark vision goes down, and you can see this hole.
There's tons of rocks around, right?
Well, you've gone into vegetation. So, yes, okay, there is certainly a rock if you want to throw a rock down there.
Okay. A rock, and I'm going to cast a light on the rock, and then drop it in.
Sure. You drop it down. It hits some 30 feet down. I would say less than that. 10 feet down, it hits a slope, and the slope kind of slopes down, and the rock rolls away and rolls out of sight. And you can see there's some sort of corner as the lights around the corner. And you hear from down there some guttural noises. And it sounds like it's getting closer.
I think it's time to leave, I think.
Glenn, how do you react?
I agree.
Christian, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm all for backing up.
Why do I always forget your tremor?
Radio.
Is it is there only one voice?
Oh no, there seems like multiple, like the grunts are talking to each other.
Do they sound like a giant, or do they sound like a...
They sound guttural.
Right.
The insight check would be that this hole seems too small for a giant.
Yeah. I think we found some natives. Let's get out of here. We don't need that.
Agreed?
Yep.
I agree. Yeah.
Agree?
Yep.
You all retreat back to the rowboat?
Yep.
And you're out of here.
Because obviously it wasn't pirates we were trying to find. So.
That was fun. Wrong screen. All right, back to our map. As you row back, this was morning of the 8th day. Yeah, it was morning of the 8th day, and that was just Ken's turn. So we'll go. Glenn, are you there?
I stepped away.
All right, Noel. Afternoon.
Yeah, northwest. Sorry.
Northwest. We'll put you here. Oh, as my good friend Noel says, why don't you just delete them? Oh, you know what? You landed there. We're going to give you these. So it was in this area where you found that hole, right? And that's what you see. What's the weather report? Sunny intervals, brisk breeze, coast shallows, random encounter null.
Oh, sorry.
I'm resetting it.
16.
16, resetting the land.
2.
2. The beach continues. Would you like to get out again?
I think. So what I'm envisioning is that little cove right there at the.
Yeah, sure.
front
Makes sense.
is a nice protected beach.
Yeah.
I would think that this might be isolated enough from other.
But
natives.
the other thing you can see is a small. To call them mountains would be exaggeration, but there's definitely some elevation there to get past. Right? You see this land.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys want to go down in there? It's pretty isolated. It'd be a great place to be protected from the ocean. It'd be a good place to be protected from natives and other dinosaurs.
If nothing else, an afternoon to
Yeah.
stop off and
Pick up some rocks. I think we should go down.
Okay.
Could also be a protected place for pirates.
Exactly.
Landing party. So you go. You row in there, and let's see what we see. Let's see what we see. Oh, wrong screen. Over here. The right screen. Wrong screen within the screen. We want to be down here. And here. I remember it well. So I look at a chart and then I look at another chart to figure out what you guys find. And you find this is a much more rocky beach. The other ones were sandy. This one is much more rocky. More of a lagoon, maybe. Maybe even you come into a lagoon and there's a waterfall. How tall is my waterfall? 60-foot tall waterfall. Water creams over the edge and falls in this lagoon of the ocean. And off to the side, you find a place to put your boat. And as you look, you see on top of this cliff looks like a giant nest. So, you that is free. Now you have the decision if you want to stay and investigate, or that's enough to scare you away.
You say it's a pirate's nest?
Is that what I said? I'm not sure that's what I said.
I would still want to look around and see if there's any evidence.
Yeah. So you feel the nest is 60 feet up there. There are these palm trees around here. This is a beautiful lagoon. It'd be a nice place for a dip in the water. You found it. You start. What'd you roll on your?
Warlock has rolled initiative.
I didn't.
Roll a 4.
Your lock says roll initiative.
Yeah, you rolled initiative on accident. I thought that was funny.
Your lock. What'd you roll?
I rolled.
You're fascinated by this nest, captivated by this.
By accident, I rolled a 15.
By accident, you roll. And what would you like to use that 15 with? You're up next.
Just to figure what that nest is.
Yeah, so we would use one of your skills,
Yeah.
right? Your perception, your investigation, nature, survival.
I'll do the nature.
The nature.
Yeah.
You see, what you see is as you row in this water, this pool, you see is teeming with exotic tropical fish. Bright oranges and purples, and the water is crystal down to 12 feet deep. You can see the bottom as if it was just right there. Matter of fact, you reach in just to see, and it looks just crystal clear with this lagoon. But as far as nature's concerned, you don't see any signs of human traffic here. Wes.
I'll do nature as well. 7. So probably don't see anything that.
Yeah, about the same. Christian.
Great. Investigation with a 21.
Investigation with a 21. An investigation with a 21. With an investigation of a 21, as you've landed the boat on this rocky shore and you crawl out, you see signs of a giant turtle flipped over and its belly has been pecked away, the meat cleaned from it.
Yikes.
Ken, what'd you get?
15 investigation.
Yeah, 15 investigation. As Artemis shows you this, you can see that there are 3-pronged feet, no less than 2 sets of them, that seem to work on this large turtle.
I'm gonna look up at the ominous nest.
Yeah. Glenn, are you with us at all?
I think we should leave.
Yeah, I think Glenn went to investigate the outhouse. I want you to nominate someone to roll a luck. You may choose amongst yourself who would roll a luck.
Does anyone have a positive modifier still?
I have a +1.
I have a +2.
The +2 has it.
All right.
You know it goes to it, but you saw that you're still doing it.
That's a 5 +2,
7.
seven.
In this cove, from behind the waterfall, you hear a terrible cry as this ginormous chicken-looking thing flies out. Large beak, colorful plumage. Ah! And it starts flying right at you. And this is where we'll pick up next week. Oh. What'd you guys think about Hex Explorer?
I like it.
Thank you.
It's,
It is kind of cool.
yeah,
It keeps it moving.
it keeps it moving.
Yeah.
It's a little suspenseful because you
Right.
know what's going to happen.
Yeah, so one of as written, you unveil one hex when you move into it. Watching some advice, they say, no, man, do the 3 around it so you have that. You can see.
It would also take forever.
It would take forever. I agree.
Explain.
This way you have some idea of where you're going, and it makes sense that you could see off in distance. Now, these are supposed to be 6-mile hexes. Does it make sense that you can see 6 miles?
I think you can see 10 miles with a telescope up on the top.
Maybe on open sea, maybe.
Not 12.
But doesn't matter. Whatever. This is how we're doing it.
Exactly.
And so you can see into the next hex, and you can kind of see what's there. And then I have random tables here that we can roll on. Yeah, I think it's working out well. So I think it's Jarrett. You're not here next week, is that right?
Correct.
I'm not either.
I think we can still play. I still want to play.
I will say that that's the last time, I think.
Yeah, and we'll see if you don't change your mind.
If there's no if there's no JV, then I can. That's what happened tonight.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
Just gonna be varsity.
Good luck with everything. I think Glenn, we're helping you out in the morning, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
That's what happens when you retire. You get to take people.
That's
to
right.
you go to the hospital.
We have the power. Yeah. So fun night. I thought it was a fun night.
Yeah.
We
No,
covered a lot of space. We did skip some, so who knows what's in those
I really
missing.
like the visual.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
visual is cool for me, still being the newbie. The visual progression
Yeah.
is what.
Well,
Yeah.
newbie,
Yeah.
we've never done this before.
Okay.
So it's new for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually we just like theater of the mind it.
Yeah.
So this does help kind of like the visual progression of doing
So
something.
on a digital screen, you would almost call this a fog of war. This is kind of a slow version of a fog of war.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah,
fun.
it really reminds me of what was that one we did that was the spaceship?
Oh yeah,
Barrier Peak.
Barrier Peak. Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems way smoother. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
just
I agree.
because it's so old, but
Yeah, and part of it is I'm using PowerPoint and not Foundry.
Another thing I would suggest
fair enough.
is put shapes on there where we landed.
Huh?
Yeah, like beaches.
Yeah, that would be
Beaches
our
are-
encounter location.
Good idea.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I was kind of
It's easy enough you can do on the fly.
And then I guess if we ever decide to come back, and then we'll know where it was safe to land.
Or not.
Which seems to be pretty
Yeah.
much the rule here.
So, Christian, were you taking notes?
Yeah, as best as I could.
All right, so we had 3 landing spots. All right, label them landing spot 1, landing spot 2, landing spot 3. Okay. And then I will. You know what, Christian? I can do that for you. All right, I will go back to your notes and I will add landing spot 1, 2, and 3, and then I will put a 1 with a circle, a 2 with a circle, a 3 with a circle on the map so you can refer back to your notes.
Perfect.
And the dragon.
So Wes and Chris, I'll see you guys on
Last
Saturday.
known sighting of the dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be doing rebuilding together on Saturday. This Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so and for those of you not doing that, if you want to play in one of my games, I'm running the game we did last Thursday. If you weren't part of that,
Which was a lot of fun.
I'm doing that at
That was a good time.
Contribution Con on Saturday at 1:00. If you're around, if you want to join, it's
Oh,
at
that hasn't happened yet?
that is this Saturday.
Was that
What are you doing?
rebuilding together?
This Saturday at 1:00.
Building together? Where's that?
It-
What's that?
It's like Habitat for Humanity, but you're repairing someone's house.
I don't remember. Noel, were you here last week?
No.
So, honey, if you wanted to do something on Saturday or Sunday afternoon,
Building a bridge.
very good, very good.
We'll be building
You're
a
on.
shed, I believe.
Yeah.
Contribution.
Finishing a
more my yard.
Finishing a shed.
Well, there's an hour.
Yeah.
It's no
Yeah, I
pressure.
think since the sheriff he reassigned me to electrical stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Christian can't lift anything. So.
Well,
Well,
me around. I won't
I can hold stuff and I can drive screws. So
Right.
You can bring donuts around to everybody.
It's more that like, they're
He
taking,
could-
they're
he
taking
could-
all of our muscle away.
You could do electrical stuff would be pretty non-heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Not moving the cables.
Yeah. Okay.
It's only
He
fun
he
now.
just wouldn't do that part.
Yeah, it's electrical stuff.
It's a
It's by
good
like
idea for
replacing
you.
outlets and
All right,
I
guys.
went to Menards last week, 2 weeks ago, and picked up the 16-footers that I got for the bridge because those are the headers.
2 by what?
2 by 12.
2 by
For our mini fans, we will play next week. We're gonna be down 2 people, 1 maybe 2, likely 2. We'll be done, but I do intend on playing, and we will continue our hex crawl around the Isle of Dread, looking for the not Dragon's Lair, not looking for the Dragon's Lair, looking for the Pirate's Lair, and we'll continue that next week. Until then,
Down to the dragons.
take care. All right, stop.
I picked